Hi, YouTube. I forgot about you. That's okay. There'll be less time waiting before the show starts. Turn them off. No, they're good. No, they've been okay. They've been good. YouTube has been good the last couple days. Avoid the copyrights? No, I was able to fix things. I got copyright strikes for whatever it was. Although it's not connecting. There it is. But I was able to, like, remove it. If there's one mildly decent thing AI has done, is it has now the ability to remove sounds from video without you needing to do anything. And that's nice. That is like literally like the one good use for AI. I think you could remove your own voice actually and just put the music there. Yeah, that might be an option. Company you work at stock is kind of tanking because the Chinese entering the home appliances market more aggressively. I know somebody that works at Peloton. Should I check to see how the Peloton stock is doing? I know at one point, people's like children were like walking into the treadmills and that was bad. Yeah, this looks tough, man. This looks stressful. I would not want to work at Peloton. That looks tough. Man, imagine if you sold in 2021, right at the peak of that market, man. The president game discussions, but like somebody wrote that script. That was a human writing the script. It was just an AI putting the voices over. I mean, that's, you know, I think the COVID peaks really explains Ubisoft. You know, people thought everyone was going to sit home and play video games forever. And then what did they even release? Release date is great, Buster. I agree. Let's see. Ubisoft games Wikipedia. From 220 to present. God, it's so bright. They released Might and Magic Chess Royale, The Division 2, Crew 2, Trackmania, Hyperscape. Did I play that? No. Tom Clancy's Elite Squad, Rabbids, Agos, Watch Dogs, Valhalla, Family Feud, Just Dance, Rainbow Six Siege, Restaurant Tycoon, Immortals, Phoenix Rising. I was thinking of playing that at some point. Scott Pilgrim, Far Cry 6, Viking Age, Riders Republic, Just Dance, Monopoly Madness. Did they make a bunch of money off of some Monopoly game? Maybe not them. Clash of Beasts. Is that not like copywritten? Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, Ezio Collection, Trivial Pursuit Live, Roller. Like, they've got so many games that are just like crap. That like you feel like they just like fling it onto mobile and they just hope it's going to make money. Rabbids Party of Legends, Wild Arena Survivors, Rocksmith, Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope, Just Dance, Oddballers, Valiant Hearts, The Settlers, Anno 1800, Mighty Quest, The Crew, Assassin's Creed Mirage. I don't even know what that game is. That game came out? Oh, was that? Oh, I did get paid to play Hyperscape. That's tough. Just Dance, Assassin's Creed, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, which, by the way, I played that. I downloaded it and I played it. No blood, no play. If I like take a bow and like I shoot it into someone's head, I want to see like, I don't need to see like the full head explosion. I want to. Like, I really want to see that head explode, but like, I need to see at least like a puff of blood. I didn't even get that. Prince of Persia, I heard that game was good. Skull and Bones. Rainbow Six Small? Gwen's Getaway, X-Defiant, another Prince of Persia game. Battlecore, Rabbids Legends of the Multiverse, Beyond Good and Evil 20th Anniversary, Star Wars Outlaws, Monopoly, another Monopoly, Just Dance 2025 edition, which, by the way, comes out in 2 weeks. Okay, we're done. What are Moon stocks looking like? I've got them right here. I got some of them. It's a picture from him at TwitchCon. He's so big. He looks great. Peace to Moon and his family in this time of strife. I will not elaborate on the drama. I wish nothing but the best for his wife, his child, and him. I've personally been a long time Moon sub. Should I check to see how long my subscription is? I think it's over 5 years. I don't know if it'll show. 67 month. People are still chatting in his chat. What's the best-selling Ubisoft game? That's a good question. Although the event is about to start. Ubisoft best-selling game. It's probably an Assassin's Creed game. If I had to guess. No. Frigos, thank you. Rainbow Six Siege has sold over 20 million. I didn't know you had to pay for that. I thought it was free to play. Far Cry 5 sold over 20 million copies? What? Guys, maybe Ubisoft is fine. Where is all that money going? 20 million copies of Siege. 20 million copies of 5. 5 was the American Midwest religious cult one. Company stock price is little to no relation to the company health. 15 to 20 million copies of The Division. 15 million copies of Black Flag. 14 million copies of The Sands of Time. 12 to 15 million of Valhalla. I mean, they sell a lot. I mean, a lot of companies would be falling over backwards happy. The only issue is like they sell 10 million copies, but they have a very large staff. Like they've got several thousand employees. So I think that might be the issue. You know, they pump games out. The games do sell. 10 million is insane. That's really good. But you know, if your price to earnings aren't good, investors are sometimes just dumb. Definitely. I mean, I buy Capcom stock and like I'm not that educated of an investor. I'm just like, yeah, they're going to make a good game. So I think the stock will go up. Well, that's true. The sales for the games may not represent full retail. When's the next Capcom stock re-up? I think I have enough stock. I have a lot. Like honestly, like too much. I've got like 5,000 shares, maybe more. What if I had more? I would be overexposed. We got to find the Tokyo Game Show. It should be starting soon. And need to outbid the Saudi crown. I am but a lowly turd that sits below the Saudi crown. I am nothing to them. The stream has started. Am I worried about DRM and Wilds? It'll have something. Why would you worry about something that it's guaranteed to have? Plan for the stream? Tokyo Game Show and Ubisoft empty time slot, then wake up for Capcom? I think so. There's some event, there's some like company that made a game about playing as a treasure chest that has like an entire hour time slot, but I do want to get up in time for Capcom tomorrow because it's 10 a.m. Hope it doesn't have de novo. It'll have something. We just talked about the Wilds PC requirements. You were here for that. I don't think there's going to be a 90-minute Kojima Jerkfest. That would have been at the State of Play if it was there. It'll be at the Game Awards, and that's not for another, like, 3 months, I guess. Yeah, I mean, you just got to expect it. Like, don't set yourself up for, like, oh, I think Wilds is going to run on my Steam Deck without DRM. Like, it's going to be there. It's not going to run on the Steam Deck, at least not well. I mean, it might run, but it's not going to be playable. Will DRM affect performance? Even more requirements accounting for the DRM. It will. Will it affect more of it? I don't know. I mean, the stock talk went on for a long time. I mean, what do I got? This? This? I think the CPU requirement is kind of tough, but that GPU requirement is really not bad. That's really not a big deal. A 90-minute time slot for Death Stranding 2? I would watch it. $40, hello, good morning. $720p 30. Latin American players in shambles. It'll run on the Series S at 720p 30 approximately. The one S will not run it. FrameGen creates a lot of artifacts? Depends on the game. Am I allowed to say how early some streamers get a review copy of a game? I tend to say less on that. Buster, there's some people that are like, fuck yeah! 1 month early review copy!
The biggest mission ever. TGS 2024. It just began.
I'll turn it up a little bit.
Good morning. This is Tokyo Game Show 2024. We just started the programs.
I was there in...
My name is Tanabe.
2018.
Tokyo Game Show Secretariat. And with us...
I don't know, Giovanni. I mean...
Guests.
Going from 60 to 120 is fine in my
also joined us for the
experience.
Title call.
30 to 60
He's an official supporter for TGS
is kind of ass, but you know, it does the job.
Nice to meet
Have I ever
you.
tried being a translator? No.
Another guest. She was a TGS official supporter last year. Risa.
Is it hot out there? She
TGS
looks
announcer. Nice to meet you.
a little sweaty.
So, we just opened the doors. Let's see that the people coming in. This is
Tokyo
the entrance
weather.
for press. So
It's
we
not that
see
bad.
people
79
coming in.
degrees.
They
Highs of
walk by
mid-80s.
us.
It's not too bad.
At 10 o'clock, this opening program starts, and also we open the doors.
Could just be the
We
lighting.
will talk about exhibitions.
Sometimes the
later.
lighting is really
We see
intense.
many people from overseas. Yes, not just press, but for visitors, we see more people from overseas. We'll talk about that later, hopefully.
30 is always
So
bad.
we say that we just open the doors.
If your only option is the
We are
game's
at
coded
hall
at 30,
46,
like an old Monster
and we
Hunter
see
game,
all the
and you want to see what it
venue
runs
and
at 60,
booth.
that's your only choice.
The scale is so big.
I could be there live, like at that table.
I see also
You have a
games
4080 Super. You're not going to be running 30 to 60
right in
frame
front of
gen.
me
You're going to be
and
running
also
like
further
1440p 60 native.
We use hall 1 to 11, and what you're looking is hall 4 to 6 and 9 to 11. This is a large scale, really.
There is they probably specifically
just
picked
opened
that
the
spot
doors,
so that you could
and
see their
we
sign.
prepared
It's
so
surprising
much
for me that
this,
Konami's
so I want
actually
to
going
show
back to
some
making
of it.
video games. I thought they were all
I'm
in
sure
on
that was a lot
pachinko.
of work. Yes.
You missed nothing, Silvers,
You
other
see
than discussion
photos,
on stock
but
prices.
this was very close to the finish. We started from scratch and took us 3 days. 3 days. All the people who are involved, they're working 24 hours. Wow. Next.
They've got a little
We
magazine.
also prepare for others. We have a stage. We also
Last
have
time I was in
good
that room
sale.
at that stage,
You want
Square
to see
Enix
it, right?
was showing a Dragon Quest card game, and their headline presenter
entrance,
was Hard Gay.
We see
And he came out and he
big
did like
signage of
the
Tokyo
Hard
Game
Gay,
Show,
like pelvic thrusting,
and
and then he just sat down and
TGS
had a normal
Now
conversation about the Dragon Quest card game.
is available. Unai-san
And I do that again?
has
No.
one copy. Of course,
It was just really funny.
Miura-san is on the cover.
It was just really funny seeing him come out, do the character, and then
Unai-san
then he
was on
sat down
the
and was like,
cover
was a
too.
serious dude. You haven't missed
The
anything
copy
yet,
is
Incognito
great.
Man. You've missed literally nothing.
We are the pioneer in gaming.
Is that him?
So game is a pioneer in the entertainment space.
Hold it closer to his face. I think that's him.
We have copies in English and Japanese both. The map
Look more excited.
and
You're a
the trend
celebrity now.
information
Maybe he was
all
always a celebrity.
included in this magazine.
He's
Please
kind of got a mullet
take one
going on, and I
copy
kind
when
of
you come
like
to the
it.
venue. Thank you.
Does Tokyo Game Show usually have big reveals?
Sorry about that.
So once again, in this opening, we'd like to introduce a summary of this year's Tokyo Game Show and some of the newly announced attractions. As you can see here is the map of Tokyo Game Show venue.
Big
There are a number of
reveals?
booths, and also there are a number of attractions. They are an overwhelming volume of information.
You know,
so
sometimes they've got
the slide
something.
is quite busy, difficult to see. Unai-san have already experienced last year. And like maps like this, it's quite busy and difficult to see one by one word.
Atlas has 17
Yeah,
titles to
it's
show. There you go.
overwhelming. And the next
I have a Germanite,
is
hello.
4 to 6 holes, as you can see here.
Yeah, I mean, Sega
Yeah,
Atlas,
and
Bandai
also number
Namco,
of
level
booths.
5. They're up too early for me.
As you can see, like a
Microsoft
star, we are
has a
in
big
the
show tomorrow
center
morning,
bottom. We are in
which
this
I will not
place.
be awake for, but we
And
will watch
7,
on
8
stream.
is this.
Wasn't World revealed at Tokyo Game Show
Okay, then.
2017?
So
No.
here is 1-8.
World
with
was
the main
revealed
hall,
at
and North
E3
part, 9 to 11
2017.
is this. So, they get cost
I think at the PlayStation
players,
conference.
indies, or merchandise spaces, or
There's a demo out
91,
for Metaphor
9 to
Rafonzio
11,
Lucaria.
or you can enjoy a number of attractions like this.
I remember
And from
watching
here,
that
we
trailer
have
and being
two
like,
business days.
wait,
From
Monster Hunter is
today,
going to
we
get
have
something?
the international area. That's also the exhibitors or business scale, business meetings. There are a number of
Anything
areas
really cool
to
they're
have
showing?
the
Well, they're just starting off the
contracts,
show. This is
etc.
the...
For public,
I forget
we
what they're
have
calling
this event hall in Makuhari. So you can also enjoy families or publics. You can experience the games. So we make
there's the
the
opening
most of
program.
this venue. In all areas, you can
In an
enjoy
hour,
the
we're going to get the
exhibit
keynotes.
etc. So
And
it's
then in
quite
2 hours, we're going to
overwhelming,
get the God
large-scale
Mirror
events.
Games presentation.
So here, this is
Ubisoft
a
Japan was
rough
supposed to be the
overview
first
of today
of the
this year's
major
Tokyo Game
studios
Show.
presenting.
Definitely some
But,
overwhelming informations.
They pulled out.
That's-
They're no longer
It's
going to be there.
reasonable that we
And they
have
must
a
have
number of
paid a
executives,
lot of
and
money.
That's why
Treasure
we
Chest
have
game
this
is in 2 hours.
quite busy slide. And of course, you can watch the maps or etc. in the website. So please take a look.
Any Monster Hunter
Visit
news?
us.
No.
Okay. And we already know that this is the big scale, etc., etc. So I try to give you some information about the exhibitors. So in this year, 985 exhibitors.
Wow,
in
2
total,
hours on Dynasty
and
Warriors, huh?
domestic 450, overseas 535. That's overwhelming. So as you can see in the slide, we have a series of regions like this, including Japan, 44 areas. We have a number of visitors from them. And
It's nice to
in
see them
total, the number of
seeing the
exhibit
conference grow.
booths is this. In total, 3,250.
Because it's kind of dead between
Probably it's not
Summer
easy
Game
to
Show and the Game
imagine.
Awards.
Probably.
Gamescom?
So like 3 meter by 3 meter. 9
Usually
square
Tokyo
meters,
Game
and
Show is better than
in total, we
Gamescom.
have this booth. So it's overwhelming, right? So for each corners, we have
I mean,
a
before
number
World, it
of
was just 3U, 4U, and
exhibitors
Generations.
or booths. Of course, for public, it's a majority.
I guess GU
But
might have been
not
out.
only
Or
that,
Double
we
Cross
have
would have been
smartphone
out.
game corners, gaming hardware. For business, like business
What does that
solution
say?
corners,
AI
business meeting
Take
areas. You experience
Nope.
a number of business meetings
Ko?
in this area.
G? Paberion. Oh,
Business related
the
topic.
AI Pavilion.
Business
Technology
meeting
Pavilion.
area is this. So please take a look. Oh, sorry. Before that, we tried to introduce the titles, 2,850 titles.
That's a lot. Is all those the
Last
games?
year had 1,762 titles plus
They've got 2,850 games?
more. So
Lock
this
the
year,
fuck
of course,
in!
some exhibitors have multiple titles, so that's why. But anyway,
How would
we
you even have time
more
to
than
see all those?
2,500. It's a big scale, as you can see.
That's
So
crazy.
it's overwhelming,
That's
right?
too many games, man.
So
I like to imagine
today's
there's
start
one
date.
booth and there's just
Why
like
not?
2,000 screens and a guy going, "Ah!"
And as I mentioned, business related topics.
Video
We have a various
games!
events related to business. So before, prior to this event, we have some meetings area like business matching systems. We have.
I mean, you
this
couldn't even
business
do a
booth
Steam Fest.
for the visitors.
56
For
sequels to
example,
UFO
we
50.
welcome
Yeah.
more than 6,000 game.
Well, you got to take away at least one of those
companies
because that number was probably
from
finalized
76
before
countries.
Ubisoft decided
It's
they wouldn't
just
show up.
tentative, so maybe there are some big jump. Definitely business days. Maybe it's a bit different from your image, but we welcome the number of business-related people.
It's an important
And
day,
that's
I think.
really
It's where a
one
lot of
attraction
developers
of the
meet up
Tokyo
with
Game Show
publishers.
as well.
I'm going to buy the
In the
Monster
middle of
Hunter
this
Digimon crossover Digivices.
Broadcasting.
Risky click
I
here from a
saw
Kogath
some
tweet.
areas have business meetings.
click.
They are having already the business meetings. So it's somehow the one of the scenes that finally we can start the
I don't know what
Tokyo
I'm
Game
looking
Show.
at here.
It's quite international, right? And definitely some projects
Randy,
are
you see
coming
this?
from or born from this area. I try to somehow visit and
You
take
could
a
have
look.
a portable Zenogre Digimon.
Definitely want to hear what they are talking. Of course, business matchings are held or collaborations
Six of
are
them?
coming up. New titles.
Can you breed them
or
with each
seeds
other?
of
What can you
new
do with a
titles
Digimon?
Are rising. So also business related
Where
topic.
can you buy them?
We have the keynote speech like this. So keynote
I don't know.
speech, and after that we have 11 a.m.
Digimon.
We have the one whole event stage. We have the event.
Okay, hold on.
Of course,
I
distribution
need your
will be
honest
done online
opinion
as well as in
on
person.
what...
And from the following day, you can take a
I
look
think that's
in the
supposed to be a
distribution
Zenogre?
channel. And also some sessions are going to be held like this for those 2 days, 11 session total. So why not take a look? And if you're interested, please join. But unfortunately, most of the seats are unavailable already, fully booked. So if, of course, there is
I don't know what I think
somehow
about
a
that.
cancellation, you can
I don't know.
join. Or, of
Is
course,
that
you
the
can
worst
join
you've seen? I mean,
online.
I don't know much about
Why
Digimon.
not?
I really don't.
Please
I've
take a
never
look
engaged in
and join
Digimon.
this. This is for business use, but not known that much. It's quite one of the important elements of the Tokyo Game Show, right? Still not known
Piss
that
Lord
much
Zenogre from
for the
GU?
public, but
I
this
kinda
is
like the
just
Piss Lord.
introduction. Next, as I mentioned,
Better than whatever that
indie
Digimon one
game
was. He just
developers.
looks like he's like birth
I'm
defects
also interested
and
in,
like,
so
I don't
from
know,
Japan and abroad.
drugs.
Selected Indie 80 is an event where individuals and corporations can exhibit for free. And now, this year, 81 titles were selected from a record
Is that going to be like now?
973 titles to be exhibited in the indie game. It's a record high. So 81 titles out of 973
What do you guys think about Hyper
titles are
Wobbler?
selected. And out of that, 8 indie games will be
Konnichiwa.
have the pitch event. The Sense of Wonder Night will be
Arion?
also held on this date and time.
Yan?
This event will be live, but also will be streamed from 10:30 a.m. the following day. So also please take a look if you're interested in.
That's too many games.
This year, we try to definitely want to have like a take a look in indie. Are you interested in this? Yes, I really love to see that. I love to search for the indie games, which can
I've
be
seen the
my
new Monster Hunter
favorite,
Wilds video.
and
Brother, we
I
streamed it
also
live
interested
yesterday.
in like how to create.
I was here. I knew.
music,
I didn't know.
like
I
creation
suspected there would
from
be
the
something at the
scratch
state of play.
with the small number
What
of
time does the
people.
show
It's
start? It is
really,
technically started.
fascinating
The big presentation
and
is in
quite
45 minutes.
interesting to me. So that's I try to take a look and check some of the titles.
Because
this
Sony,
year
you know,
as
you could tell
well.
from early on,
So,
Sony was
as
getting
you
that
can
money.
See, these titles are selected
Is Doi
all
Nobuhiro
across the world.
a game that you play with a hula hoop?
Why not? Can we try this? Yes, of course.
I think it is.
So indie game corners. Of course, the big one is there, but it's relatively smaller booth. But it's still there are a number of people and full.
I got a question about those water
why
bottles, and I'm not
take
going to
a
get
look if
weird
you
about
have
it.
Time. And next,
But
cosplay.
do they come with the holes
like
already cut in the
this.
top? Or is there a guy out there
was
cutting
difficult
holes
to
in for
have
them?
in the COVID-19 pandemic, but now that we have this area,
Pre-cut?
last year we have the
Do you screw them
overwhelming
on,
number
or
of people, and this
like
is just for
obviously
public.
you can't just be shipping
Maybe
bottles
it's
around with
difficult to
holes in
see,
them?
But on the left-hand side, you can see the drawings. And
I just want to know.
left-hand
It's just
side
like
and
I see
right-hand
them a
side, you
lot,
can
and it's
see
like,
the
who's
cosplay
doing that?
area.
And like, it's nice having a
outside
straw,
of
but
this
like, Is it
venue.
weird just drinking the water?
It's one of the
Out of the
biggest
bottle?
attractions. So we are expanding.
I know there was
areas so
another
that
event
even
like
more
this, and I was getting
cosplayers
really
can
weird
enjoy
about them
events.
drinking their water. And I
West
apologize for
side
that. I
of
promise you,
09, it's a special spaces
I'm not a weirdo.
for the costume players. Because the Tokyo Game
Guys,
Show
meet me
have
at the
a number
South
of
Pole
visitors,
Bebop.
and it's kind of crowded. But anyway, you can enjoy.
Don't get it mixed up with the
Every
Shenzhen
air basis,
Honcam
we have
technology
a
booth.
Sophisticated costume players. And many costume
They use a hole puncher?
players wear the
No way you'd be able to get it
similar
around the
clothes
lip,
like
though,
the
huh?
game characters.
Maybe there's like
so
a special
it's
puncher just for
worthwhile
water
to
bottle
see.
tops, actually. That
Why
would
not
make sense.
take a look?
Are they going to show us games now?
And let's go further. From here, I try to introduce the food.
Is this a
courts
pre-show or
like
are we going to learn the
this.
floor pan of the event?
So this year
Are
as
you-
well, we have
Are you
a
saying you
number
do
of
not
kitchen
want to know
cars,
about Believer in Burger
like
that is
4
selling
to
a
6,
special
9,
black bun
4s.
burger with
You
bacon on
can
it?
see also the merchandise area.
What about the
And
garlic
somehow
button?
the area is
uh,
expanding, and
What
big
is that?
scale
Ga,
food courts, kitchen cars are here. You can
gari,
enjoy the meals.
bara,
Maybe you have
sotaki.
some,
No?
time to enjoy the food. Why not visit this area? We have a number of spaces for you.
The food truck? The Alpha food truck?
Yes, I'd like to have this. Are you interested in some? What kitchen cars interest you?
I know it's like meat, but
And
this
the
thing over on the
last-
top right
I
kind of
love
looks like
noodle
Jello,
bun,
like just a big
so
plate of
I
Jello.
love Chinese food, but on the other hand, ikura, like this.
Oh, they're gonna have a great time to
seaweed,
food us. At the very least, they're gonna eat well. Dude, the food is so
meals,
good over there,
quite
Buster.
interesting.
Like, you
And
might
we
shit
have
your
a
pants, but it's
local
worth it.
Regional.
What game am I most
So we
interested
can
in?
enjoy like the pork,
Monhon desu.
rice or steakhouse.
Monhon
We are getting
ga
hungry.
daisuki desu.
Hungry recently, even in the 10:30. Why not have a meal and enjoy the games, and why not revisit the
Anatawaka?
food court
I don't know if you have to
and
say
enjoy
kati
the
in there.
food
I just say anatawa.
like this. So
What game am I
have
least
talked
interested in?
about the
Phil
food
no
court, but
Xbox
this
Stace.
year also, last year we
Kirai.
TGS VR
Kirai desu.
will be the TGS Digital World this year. The name has changed.
Is he a game?
Like this.
He
And
represents
Power Up.
all games.
And this year started on the
I guess I would say
20th,
Phil no
already.
Xbox ga
last week. So
Ski Janai desu.
Digital World. So like some
Have
of
I
you
played
have
Dark
may
Souls 3 in the
already tried
DLC?
it.
I
The
streamed
quest
it
function,
on
which
my
is popular
YouTube.
last year has been implemented.
Horizon
Yeah,
Zero
this year.
Dawn.
So if you haven't
No
tried it
remastered
yet, be
edition.
sure to give it a try. I have already took a look, visited, like a VR. I experienced that. It was
Before
quite
I have streamed it
fascinating and
before. It was
interesting,
probably
and enjoyed a number of titles.
3 to 4 years
And
ago.
while doing
It's on the
the
YouTube.
quest, we saw the avatars, VRs.
I forget what build I did.
I
can't remember. I don't think I used magic.
encourage you to visit.
It's a
the
Cup to Hope for
booths.
Monster Collection. You're not getting anything
Some people,
like that.
Of course,
The most you
difficult
could
to go
ever,
there
ever,
because
ever
of the
hope for
distance, time constraints.
is like
Of
18
course,
months
not
after
only
Wilds
the
comes
domestic,
out, they
but
might
also
drop
the
something, but
overseas.
otherwise it will probably
This
be
Can be experienced
after the expansion,
online.
18 months after the
So
expansion.
why not give it a try and visit the
Computer?
site?
Yeah, you can pronounce it something like that.
You can
There's a lot of
experience. Can experience so
loan words in Japanese.
and official goods.
These are the official
Pasokan.
goods.
His personal computer.
Last year, we prepared lots of goods, but they
You beat
most of
Meteor?
them were sold
Congratulations.
out,
I think I killed all the bosses.
and we received many kind words. So we try to avoid the situation. There are different types of goods. These are main visuals.
Is that a water bottle
Simple
down on the bottom? I
logos.
think it is.
Tokyo series.
I don't know if they're going to be selling too many fans. I don't know if it's
And
that hot.
mainly T-shirts, but we have designers series too.
I like those t-shirts.
And finally,
That's going too fast.
the series. Pretty.
Yeah, I mean, Dark Souls
have
3 is
different
okay, but it's
kinds.
definitely one of my
You
less
noticed
favorite
maybe,
games.
But Miura-san and Unai-san are wearing t-shirts.
I don't know if I were to
Those are
rank
new
them.
items this year. This was renewed for the series.
143
And
reais
also
for a
we
simple
have more
t-shirt.
facial expressions.
Dude, they go hard for the
Very pretty. Yes.
promotional stuff, man.
Miura-san is wearing a designer series.
Which is a shame because, you know, they
This
don't
is
make
also
that much in
nice.
Japan. The
Very
minimum
cool.
wage is not much.
Tokyo.
I kind of
very
like 2
punk.
better than 1,
Touch to it.
but I definitely like
I'm
2
sure
and 1
that
better
this
than
will
3.
be popular among visitors from overseas. When you come,
I'm
please
not going to
take a
buy the
look.
folding bike. There is
Nice
this like all
Miura-san.
railroaded.
Anything that you liked? Well, there's so many nice goods I can select. When I come to Tokyo Game Show, I say to myself, okay, you can
The
spend
DLC
as
for 3 is
much
very good.
money
But I thought there was
as you
only
like.
one DLC for 3. Are there 2?
Tokyo series.
thought it was just the
Wristband,
second
flashy
city.
wristband. I want to buy that again.
Wait,
today.
Ubisoft situation?
Yes.
You missed the stream?
Thank you.
You missed my thoughts, man. I
like
talked about
game
it for
visuals
45
very
minutes.
much myself.
You weren't here. You weren't here when we talked about it.
Yes. Very nice.
You gotta go
I
back.
guess choose.
And it's not on
Nice,
YouTube. I
son.
forgot to hit the button. Live translating is really hard, man.
You're going to visit many booths, right? You have a very busy schedule
We had the
today.
snow area at the Triple
If you
HP
have
boss
2
fight. I
minutes,
thought that was 2.
please
Didn't
go
2 have a
see
weird
the
snow
goods.
area with like invisible
Okay,
wolves or horses
I'll
or
do
something?
that. You have to enjoy games. You have to also get new information. Those are kind of main
Miss Monster, you missed nothing.
objectives. But we also
Steam
have
died.
official
Is it
goods
you?
or original
Yes.
items by exhibitors are also available. So please,
Everybody keeps asking me if
Please
I'm gonna
come
get the bike. I'm
and
not getting the
see
bike. I
all those
don't like
goods.
running bikes. I don't want to like bruise up my taint.
how about this Tanabe-san's t-shirt? What is it?
I like walking. I might get a rowing machine.
You are wearing official goods.
I don't have to ride
I'm
it, just own
wearing
it. I did not
a
skip
t-shirt.
leg day. I did
don't see the
squats
design
today.
in the goods. It's a stuff
I
t-shirt.
did full
is it?
plates on the
It's a
squat.
stuff t-shirt.
And I go ass to grass.
Those who are wearing this t-shirt are the
So I don't
staff
want to hear I
members
skip leg day.
at the
I do
venue.
not.
Can I show the back of a t-shirt? Wow. Yes, I see it.
I did squats. I did overhead press.
Cyborgs
I did
is the sponsor.
curls. How many kilograms? A
We have
plate.
black and
Does that not
yellow.
mean anything
Two
to you?
options for the t-shirt. You see staff
I don't know what it
members
is in
wearing
kilograms.
this t-shirt. Yes. Nice.
135
Please
pounds.
be
Whatever that is.
nice and gentle to the staff if you see them.
Good job. Thanks. We're getting there.
Okay?
Halfway there. Hopefully by
So-
January 1st, I will be at 2 plates.
What is great about Tokyo Game Show this year?
We'll probably be there. There's a good chance we'll be there.
First of all,
And that's it. No more other than
please
that.
look at this.
What is
Number
that?
one,
Is it Mech Arena?
Overwhelming
Randy, is that
scale.
Gundam?
We talked
Yo, look at
about
that
the
Nikkei booth.
exhibitors and cubes.
You should get back into lifting weights, Will. You can eat
This
pizzas
is
and lift weights.
unprecedented.
I can give you
number
insight into what I feel like.
of
I already
exhibitors
fucking did! It's at
and
the
booths.
beginning of the stream! You want to get it
This
real
is the-
quick? I want you to fucking
one of
like
the
do
largest
this with your
scale
eyes and just like lock it into the camera.
open title.
Okay?
Is that we get on the biggest mission.
Ha, ha, ha,
As briefly
ha. That's it.
Overseas exhibitors. We have more
That's
than
all of it.
500 exhibitors from overseas. You might hear English or other languages at the venue. Tokyo Game Show is becoming more
I
international
put it all
this
on
year.
screen. So don't miss any of it.
Next.
You're leaving? Goodbye. Came in,
Has
talked about
been
Dark Souls
a
3,
buzz,
unlocked
topic.
3 emotes,
For
and
the
then
first
left.
time in
Did
5
not
years,
elaborate.
they are
Goodbye.
going to have a real exhibition.
He's leaving because what I did just
First
now. If
time
he can't
since
handle me
2019 by
at
Sony Interactive Entertainment.
my Clockwork
Also,
Orange, he doesn't
Saudi
deserve me
Arabia,
at my passively
TGS
watching
City
Tokyo Game Show.
is going to have a large-scale booth. They are promoting Entertainment City. This is
I
one
like
of the
that old
highlights
Sony logo
at
because it
Tokyo Game
reminds me
Show.
of better times.
This is a national project of Saudi Arabia, right? That's awesome. What can we see? I'm very curious to find it out.
I'm not
If you
buying
come to the
Ubisoft
booth,
stock Incognito
this is
Man.
also
Even
the
though
promotion of
like most of their
Entertainment
games
City,
sell 10 million copies, like
we will see
the
the
stock has just
directions
not
of
been
the
doing well,
country
man.
as well. Please do not miss it.
I'm happy. I've got
Other
a
than
solid
that,
investment in
We have
Capcom, and I'm not
lots
doing
of
anything else.
attractive contents at Tokyo Game
I'm
Show.
not. I don't. Is Epic even public? Can you even buy Epic
Please
stock?
don't miss
I
anything.
don't think you can.
Next, CESA has some
No.
announcement.
Epic is privately
This
held.
was called
Whenever you spend money
uh,
on Fortnite, you are directly
White
giving money to
Report.
Tim Sweeney.
Now it's called Game Industry Report.
Do an Ubisoft stock
Tomorrow,
giveaway.
there is going to be a release.
Imagine
There is a
trying to
stage
go
for
through the
CESA.
hassle of gifting a person a single
TGC
share of
principles
Ubisoft.
will be released for the first time. This is a project. So
Have you missed anything good? You missed the part where they talked about the food at the food trucks.
please join us at the stage too.
So that was it. Actually, it was better than it sounds.
Many events. Yes. Lots of
Bring back
contents
Traff? Maybe
are
someday.
available at the Tokyo Game Show.
Dude, imagine if I gave you
we'll
a
work
stock of
very hard
Ubisoft
to manage them.
and then like there was some major lawsuit against
I
the
also want
stockholders from the
both of you
Singapore
to
government and it
have a
ended up
good time.
costing you money.
Now we have been
You get
delivering
fucking,
this
like,
really quickly, but
Extradited to
almost
Singapore to
20
face
to 5.
judgment for them
So from
defrauding the government
today,
for like
4
10
days,
years.
Starting today, this event will be held. Unai-san and Miura-san, what are your
Congratulations!
recommendations to especially?
Enjoy your stock,
Unai-san?
idiot!
Well, it's every year, you said that the biggest scale ever.
Why are they showing
And
this?
I felt like
Are you
that.
not
Yes,
familiar
it's true.
with
So definitely I want to
Tokyo Game Show?
enjoy.
It's like this every
and
year,
I
man.
love also the fun of games. So definitely I wanna.
There's
some
just a lot
titles.
of presentations
try?
about presentations
Unai-san?
before the presentation.
Yeah, you're right. So for 4 days, I tried to.
If you're
live
bored,
here.
10 a.m. Eastern
Definitely I
time,
wanna
roughly
join,
12 hours from now,
enjoy,
Capcom will be
take a look at
on.
Many places.
You show up for that.
The indie
And
area.
then sometime
There are
after
a number
that,
of indie
there's gonna be a
titles, so I tried to
playthrough
take a look
of,
as well. And also, I
The Jungle live,
planning
and we
to
will likely
join
watch that.
some programs, so including this, definitely I'm gonna join and make the most of it.
Is there any
Why not
Monster
live
Hunter
here?
news? The show
So
started.
definitely, Mura-san will prepare
30 minutes ago.
the accommodations for you.
They've talked about shirts
Is it
and
all
food
right
and
to
parking.
live here? Why not try?
It's not.
Yeah?
There's been no news.
So,
Unless you want to try and import one of the
definitely
T-shirts.
The Tokyo Game Show 2024 has finally begun. Everyone at the venue must
I
follow the rules.
guarantee you can buy Dongo there
Definitely
if you
it's
really want
really
Dongo.
overwhelming scale. So why not try a number of contents and definitely.
I don't know. I don't know what they're
we
showing
hope you
tomorrow,
enjoy this.
Lucaria.
Of course, there are.
Obviously, there's already a
rules
release date
here,
for Wilds.
So please.
They'll
follow
probably
the
show the
rules.
same trailer
And
again.
Exhibitors, organizers, also visitors.
But apparently
all
the
members
new
can enjoy this.
Blood River
Tokyo Game
Jungle
Show
demo is at Tokyo
safely.
Game Show. So there's
So-
going to be new footage for that.
That's what we're looking for. So after this session,
Thanks.
we are planning to have a number of programs for you. So why not visit the booth or take a look at the programs.
Arigato
Like
gozaimasu.
Digital World program, we plan to broadcast official programs. So why not take a look as well? So that's all about it. Let's meet again at the ending show. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.
That's really cute. Her waving goodbye is very cute. Does seem like every locale is going to have a weather change. And then the weather change is going to be tied into some rare monster showing up. I think it's still live. I'm assuming we just sit here and wait. I think we just got to wait 28 minutes for the keynote Trailblaze the World with Gaming. I'm going to sell my Capcom shares in 2025. Why would I sell them in 2025? It's only going to keep going up. They're a dividend-providing company. Play Dead Rising while I wait. I don't own it. We can do like I can do like a Powder Stone delivery. I guess. Sell the Wilds release and live a good life in Thailand? I mean, I already could. It's not expensive to live in Thailand. Sell it all when I hate Wilds? Why would I hate Wilds? Even if I don't like the game, it's going to make me a ton of money. I could be happy with that. Are dividends free money for investing in a company? I mean, more or less. I mean, they pay out a certain percentage of the profits earned. What's the purpose of buying stocks? You hope that the company will do well and then you will get money. When you buy a stock, you are technically a partial owner in that company. And so if they make money, hopefully you make money. Now, some companies don't pay stocks. They say we want to reinvest that money into growing the company. That was very popular, especially around the .com era. But I like companies that pay dividends because you're getting something. Yeah, they don't always pay you part of the gains, but when they do, that's called a dividend. Capcom pays at least one dividend a year. I think this past year they paid it out twice. And then you could set it so you automatically reinvest your dividends, and so you automatically buy more stock. That's kind of fun. That's what I do. Monster Hunter 2? Hi. Monster Hunter no portable. I don't know. They call it portable second G? Sanju Gorai wa Mappei Kudasai. We have to wait 30 minutes. I mean, it's worth it. I mean, the younger you are, the more important it is to invest. If you were under the age of even 50, like, it can be a really good idea to stock some money away so it can grow. Doesn't have to be a lot. If you're young, it doesn't have to be much. That's the funny thing. People think like, oh, I gotta have tens of thousands of dollars to invest. It can even just be a couple thousand. Not me. I am almost solidly middle-aged. But I've already done some investing, so it's okay. I'm not 40 yet. Couple thousand, that's a lot of money. You're the one over there saying you want to buy fucking 128 gigs of memory for the computer on a loan. Hi. Daigokujin ga. Wait, Daigokujin wa Monhon ga daisuki desu. People buy things they don't need? I mean, you can buy things that you want. That's fine, but I would always be very hesitant to borrow money unless it's going to be immediately necessary for you to live. Or if it's going to gain money over time, like if you're going to spend money to buy a car so you can go to work, like that makes sense. But otherwise, like, hold on to that money, man. Don't pay interest on something that isn't making you money. This is Monster Hunter Freedom Unite, D. Wandra. I do not have diamond chandeliers. I mean, yeah, I mean, look, everyone's living situation is different. But like, if you live at home, you shouldn't need to be borrowing a ton of money. I mean, again, like, if you can get a low enough interest rate, I don't think there's anything wrong with borrowing some money for a car. Obviously, like, you want to buy a house, like, like, what are you going to do? Wait until you're, like, 60, you have enough to buy in cash? PC is going to be for school and work, which is fine, but, like, only get what you need. Don't spend money on something you don't need. How much should I be investing versus paying down a line of credit? Depends on what the interest rate is on the line of credit. How do I know I'm Rendy? I've got a sneaking suspicion. You know, average rate of return on investments is going to be roughly 7%. Versus lines of credit are probably going to be more than 7%. I would pay that off first. I would pay off any interest over 7% first before I started putting a ton of money in investing. Because, like, you got to think of it this way, like, that's a guaranteed investment. You are now no longer paying the price of whatever that rate is. Interest these days insane. Like, I don't pay money on any of my money, so I don't know. But I'm sure personal loans and credit cards are all at least 18%. I mean, I don't know that you're gonna find that 7% rule anywhere. It's just what I go by, Elitist. How do you buy stocks? I have a couple retirement 401k accounts from places I worked at previously, and then I have a brokerage account with Charles Schwab. Best investment you can make is getting a pay raise? There's a certain amount of money you should be trying to make in your life. Definitely, but you still gotta live, you know? Still gotta live. If it's making you miserable and you spend your whole life miserable because of a job you hate, I don't know that that's worth than making less money and still making good decisions. PS5, 30 FPS for Wilds? I would plan on 30 FPS. I would plan for it to run like Dragon's Dogma 2. Yeah, I mean, I got a checking account too, Elitius, with Charles Schwab, so it's not like you need to have your place all spread around. PS5 Pro, I would be shocked, but it might be able to do 60 FPS at 1080p. Need to learn about investments? You probably got something through your job, Buster. Does your job do 401k matching? Be trying to at least put in like 10% a year. You can do more, but if you can at least do that and get whatever their match is, you'd be in pretty good shape. Better than most. Greetings from Argentina. Hola. Wait. Is Argentina Spanish? I think it is. Lo siento, no hablo español. I mean, it would do the AI-generated frames, Batwing, probably. Do not pay me for tax and investment advice. I am, in this attention economy, I'm just happy people watch me. The match up to 5%, should do at least that much, Buster. And if you're not sure what option to pick, you just pick the one that is like the farthest out on the time scale. There's probably better choices, but I don't know what those are. You get 15%, they match 5. Yeah, you're good, man. You're doing good. You don't gotta feel bad, Buster. You're doing way better than most people. Is the HP Victus a good laptop brand? I've seen some good HP products. I've seen some very bad HP products. I would look for a review specifically on that one. How much time do we have? 15 minutes? We got time for one more. Maybe time for 2 more. Maybe we could kill a Monoblos. Or maybe another Rathalos? I don't know. Maybe I should look at, I don't know. Options for Expert, maybe? Happy 64 Creamer? Thanks, man. I'll be streaming for at least another 10 years.
Happy 64 Creamer.
I mean, I'll probably always be streaming, but I might go back to 4 days on my 50th birthday. When I'm really old. I don't get off that easy. You don't know how I get off? Mostly dojins. I don't know. I don't know what the ratio would be. 10 years, that's 2 more Monster Hunter games? At this rate, you won't be that far behind me age-wise? It wouldn't be like a real retirement. I would still keep making content, but maybe I'll do something else. It's interesting to see what other famous streamers do at retirement age. I mean, Germa's still streaming. He hasn't really stopped. He was just streaming today, although he streams like 2 or 3 days a month. You could afford it, you'd retire tomorrow? I mean, the choice is nice, isn't it, right? The house will be mostly paid off in about 10 years, if not entirely paid off, so. Not going to be much else to do. We don't have any other debts, so. He works for Ludwig? I wonder if we'd get mad if you said that. I don't work for Ludwig. I could work for Ludwig too. That's what sort of projects they do. I like the project they do where they get the streamers to punch each other in the face. If I could be there for the next creator clash, I would consider it. But only for that. Who would I fight? You know who I'd fight. There's only one person I would fight. No one else. Anyone else, I would take a fall, but there's one guy I would. As hard as I'm training, I would train twice as hard. Twice as hard. I would go for the 2-plate overhead press, man. Shep versus Michael W. I have no beef with Michael W. He is merely a symptom of the disease that is modern YouTube. Really depressing 5-second video today. I watched it for 20 minutes, man. That stuff had me like crying. I guess even in the era of TikToks and stuff like that being popular, 5-second videos is struggling because I guess the best way to farm engagement now is just to upload 4-hour-long videos of you talking about literally nothing. Yeah, I watched it, man. I watched it for like 20 minutes. Yeah. Could I beat the White Lion? Fake fan spotted. That's okay. I forgive you anyways. Brother, we uploaded episode 3 today. I play the new Zelda. No. I'm not planning on playing it. You're in it, Miss Chances. Chaos is in it too. Still midway through episode 1? Well, then you saw me kill at least one White Lion. Episode 3, mild spoilers, has a fast-forwarded White Lion. You want to fire up Tabletop Simulator and play now? I don't blame you, man. It's a fun game. It's always full of possibilities. You never know. At every stage, you never know what's going to happen. Yeah, I mean, I just don't see any reason to, like, heavily narrate a monster that's on farm. I could, but it's like, it's a little bit of a waste of my time, and I think it's mostly a waste of the viewer's time, so. If I've killed something 2 or 3 times already, I'm just going to put them on the farm status. 10,000 Poke Points. Every hunt advances a lantern year. It's more like every lantern year, you either have a hunt or a nemesis phase. It goes, you can call it whatever order you want. Settlement phase, hunt phase if it's a showdown with a hunt monster, or you go straight to a nemesis encounter. After the nemesis encounter, it then goes to the next lantern year. Nemesises don't have hunts. But they are also kind of ass. They don't really give rewards. At least not generally in the traditional sense. Are the models white because they're not painted? They're planning on adding painting to the game at some point. Cleaver's good. Cleaver's good. Honestly, if I could trade it for a axe, a counter-weighted axe, I probably would, but it's good. What time is it? 9:50. Think I can do one more? Cat spears? I just think the spears suck. 3 strength is not enough. You know, because think of it this way, Chaos. An axe has 4 strength, plus it gets that special bonus of a guaranteed wound on a perfect roll. Why would I take a spear? There's a weapon later on that we're going to be making that has simultaneously axe and spear proficiency, so. Did I say the arrows were decent from the cat? The arrows are decent from the cat. Yeah, they're pretty good. They speed up the fight because they reduce the accuracy you need to hit the monster. But the thing, I can make the spear as soon as I can kill the lion, but then, like, what am I going to do when I'm fighting things that have toughness 10? And I have to hit on a 6 or a 7 to wound. I'm playing the long game, man. But, I mean, nothing's stopping you if you want to attempt your own spear run. I've tried the spear run. I fucking hated it. That was miserable. Do I have time? I think I got time. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for another powder stone. Whoa! Playing music. Most people would not recommend making a weaponsmith first. I'm just a funny guy. I'm playing the pure base game. I'm not doing any anything different other than the base game. There are many expansions. There's like 10 expansions, maybe more. 10 digital expansions. Physical, you can buy the Gambler's Chest, and that's like several $100 expansions, so have fun with that. Arnold! Dude, Arnold's getting up there, man. I'm doing one more. We can do it in 7 minutes. But you know, the interesting thing is, even without the expansions, even with just the base monsters, there's still so much to learn and do. I have roughly 150 hours in the game before recording those episodes. So, fucking 150 hours, I guess. I'll miss David, too. Dude, I might name my cats David rather than Calamari. Calamari hasn't really impressed me yet. Yeah, you would need a big table to play it, Miss Chances. And the setup and breakdown is a lot. You know, I mean, you're talking like probably 30 minutes just to set up and break it down every time you wanted to play like one Lantern Year. My financial advisor is Tokyo Game Show tonight. What are you talking about? I'm watching Tokyo Game Show? We were talking finances earlier. Don't report me to the IRS, please. I don't deserve it. The Dire Sense an actual thing, or is it more of an in-joke in the Monster community? It's a thing if you believe it. I mean, I don't know. Do you believe in ghosts? Sheppy? Is that... You're supposed to say that with a Y, man. Say it with a Y and I'll answer you. Fucking got him, man. Fucking got his ass. Remember, 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. It's early for the Capcom spot. So we're probably not going to stream too late. I'm going to have to go to sleep. I'm going to have to take some melatonin or something. Set an alarm? Ew. There's actually not that many time bombs remaining in chat, Lucaria. That's like one of the few. Or the few that remains. Oh, a glass of wine and a melatonin sounds like that would pair beautifully. Hit a fat bong? I don't know, man. I feel like if I smoke some marijuana, like, it'll want me to stay up. Well, I've been going to sleep around 1 lately, so 1:30, so shouldn't be that hard to go to sleep. Was a week? No, I don't have any auto weeks. Not unless I don't like you. Then it's an auto 2 weeks. Heartless run in Worlds, so far it's great. Dude, the tension feels so good, doesn't it? Permadeath is just such a cool thing. Do I have enough time to mess around in my... No, we should just quit. We should just quit out. Yeah, I think we're good. Quiet. I can't hear anything. God, it's so bright, man. It's so cute. It would be a dude. Usually Microsoft rolls a car on stage, man. Some people were gonna skip this, man. What did that say, Nen? Tanoshii. $10 a.m. tomorrow, Asthmatic Smiley. 10 a.m. Eastern. Is this a song about parental controls? Dude, this is fucking trippy, man. I'm sorry, I couldn't translate that. Have a good night, Fume. Maybe catch you in the morning tomorrow? You probably have work. There's got to be more than that. There's more than that. Hold on. There's definitely more than that. There we go. I was worried.
Hello everyone. Welcome to Tokyo Game Show 2024 and thank you for watching. Just like last year, we are having this Tokyo Game Show using the full venue of Makuhari Messe. On top of physical venue, we have virtual venue, online programs. We offer a wide range of the programs.
Alex, hello, good evening.
So that we can offer the surprise and excitement and surprise to the game fans across the world. Theme for this year's Tokyo Game Show is Trailblaze the World with
full-time musician, you want to start streaming?
Please enjoy the next
Any advice for starting out?
in your way.
You're doing great, man. Doing it for fun is the way to do it. Don't do it with a
we
plan to
have
make money.
Keynote,
Make a lot more money showing your butthole than you
just
will be
like we
streaming
do every year.
Twitch and YouTube.
and we have the great milestone.
Find a niche,
30
build a community
anniversary
around that
since
niche.
the start of the PlayStation. We are going to hear a lot of stories when PlayStation started, and also we are going to talk about how
They say you only
technology
need
can
1,000
evolve the,
people, 1,000
entertainment.
fans to do something for a
And
living.
we are going to talk about
So if you find like
past and also for
1,000
the
of
future.
most devoted washing
By the
machine, indie core,
I'll
emo
be
rock,
your moderator.
if you find those
I
1,000
am
people in the world and you
Katsuhiko
cater to
Hayashi
them,
from Kadokawa
then you can do
Game
it as a
Linkage.
living.
Please enjoy the program until the very end. Now, we are going to welcome
Then do Rule
today's
34
guest.
art for that niche. I don't know how much people pay for
He
porn, man.
spearheaded the start
Maybe
of
on,
the
like,
first PlayStation. He also led
OnlyFans.
the development of PlayStation
I don't know what the
1 through
OnlyFans
3.
revenue
He is
stream
now
looks like.
Chief Executive Officer of Ascent Robotics. He is also the Professor Dean of Faculty of
If it's
Informatics
niche,
at
okay,
University.
there you go.
We
I guess
have
that's the
Ken
important part.
Kutaragi. Please welcome him with a warm applause.
Nobody's clapping. Clap, you bastards.
Thank you for coming.
I don't know if people pay for
Thank
porn.
you for having me.
I mean, I
Mr.
don't pay.
Kutaragi,
I've
please
paid
introduce
before
yourself.
once.
Thank you for your kind introduction. My name
Just
is
to see how good the
Kutaragi.
premium
This
subscriptions
is
are.
my
They're
first
pretty
time
good.
After long years to
You get
be in the Tokyo
much
Game Show.
higher
I was
resolution.
excited.
But
So
hold
it
on.
has been a long time for you to give us
It's a little bit of a
speech at Tokyo
two-sided
Game
angle.
Show. I'm also
Sometimes you don't want to
excited,
see
so
things in
thank
that
you.
much detail.
So please take a seat. So today we are going to hear from you about the start of the PlayStation. It was before we
Oh, we're
talk
talking about PlayStation.
1994. Why don't we talk about 1993?
Yo, they're gonna talk about Nintendo?
When you talk to the game makers, we talked about it before the event. So can you elaborate on what you did back then? Yes, it was great lessons for me. And also looking back,
That's interesting, actually.
it was a great story to really share with you. It was December 3rd, 1994, when PlayStation was launched. It was March 1993. Tokunaga, Maruyama, they were the founding members. So we visited all the game makers.
It's an
in the
interesting
world.
story,
We wanted to
Lucaria.
share
I mean,
our
you know, they were
and we
like
wanted to hear
one night
what
away from a
their
deal with
expectations
Nintendo
were and what
to
they did
make
not
the
expect.
Nintendo CD.
So we wanted to hear from them.
Because remember,
So we
93, that
visited
was like the
dozens
year
of
I
companies,
think the Sega CD came
if not
out.
hundreds.
That might have been
So we
1992.
visited a lot of game makers. It was a great memory. Okay, what reactions
Sega
did you
CD.
get though? Well, they were not interested at all. They said just
91.
don't do it. You know, there were multiple companies and none of them were successful. You are going to fail. That's what they told us. And we asked why. Why did you think?
I have no
you are
idea what
going
this segment.
to-
Well, hold on. I
we
do
are
know what
going
this
to
segment
fail?
is. This is the keynote presentation.
So nobody believed that we will be successful. Even within Sony, nobody believed that we will be successful. Okay, but you visited a
And he's like,
number of
but we
companies,
did, so fuck
but,
all you
Didn't
haters.
you get any positive feedback or developers? Yes, actually. It was spring
a good night, Lucaria.
1993. So there were a lot of companies, 3DO. There were some new proposals.
Time to run more powder
And
stones.
some people had a passion.
I don't think they're
and
going to show
some
anything, but it's an
opinions.
interesting talk.
From 1983, there were the family computers, the classic Nintendo. They were great console, and not only a console.
He's
there
talking
were
nice
two
about
platforms.
Nintendo.
There were arcade games, right? Great games. You know, there were a coin counting, and also the PC. So there
You guys really
you know,
want to
the
see
stack was important.
like a little
But they were
corner
totally
of me
different
just delivering
platforms
powder
back then.
stones?
But there were very great games people still remember. So we
Shanghai
paid
Ping, thank you.
Shanghai Ping just
and we had a love
resubscribed
You
for
for
guys,
these
you
games.
guys, you're
So
fried.
our team started
Your
within Sony,
brains are fried.
and that technology, we believe that it will evolve not only in 5 years but also 10 years, 10 years, and 30 years. We wanted to lead the evolution, not to follow the evolution. So we laid out a plan, and everyone was not supporting us. Nobody supported us, but that made us happy because nobody was interested, meaning that they did not really think about it. We have AI today, but who were foreseeing what we have today 1 year
Every
ago?
night, Kaiser.
10 years ago, 20 years ago, people had a vision. And we had a vision for gaming, so 1 hour is not enough, actually. So game console back then.
I'm worried it's gonna be in micro thing, and I'm
used
gonna
the
like die.
components from industrial world. It was a toy for kids. That's how the game console started. So technology level.
That was a big deal in the United
because
States. They really
people are used to the components.
almost had to do the opposite.
And PC
They had to
back then
convince parents that it was really more of a
weaker.
computer, the
It was just
Famicom.
doing a calculation for offices. So nobody thought that the future of the games will change. So the people had some bias. People had a fixed thinking. So each company was only interested in their games. So people in the arcade were not interested in console, and people in PC world were not interested in console. Yes, there
It's
were
still kind of
certain
that way in
segmentation,
Japan.
if you will.
I've heard about
There
the
was
bike
a
Coco, but
Virtua
I don't know
Fighter
much about it.
title for arcade games, great games back then. Every day or every week, they needed to be updated. Otherwise, coin counting would go down. Street Fighter.
What's he mean the games
So
had to be
they were
updated every
able
week?
to use our resources, so those infrastructure, and there were a lot of ICs. But they were sold 10,000 units on average, maybe a little bit more. And it was too small to make dedicated IC. So what they did
What do they
was
mean by IC?
making a combination of the components that were already there. And we wanted to add new concept. Computers would evolve with a very fast speed.
The PlayStation 1 is still
computers
one of the best CD players
can
that
be used
exist.
in many applications. So we wanted to create new domain. It was our dream. So it's not about creating a gaming. You wanted to create a computer entertainment. So it was difficult for people to understand that, right?
Just apparently has very good components for playing back audio CDs.
So basically, around 70s, they use CP and also PC as well, and also arcade game. But the computer itself, they didn't position as computer, so it's more you can play interactively, and that is like new game software has been developed after that. But so when you think about the future aspect,
he was like the head of
and,
Sony or something
also
back when they
those
developed
who
the PlayStation.
consider
He
the
was there in
future vision,
1993.
I think around
He's a Sony dude.
1993. So when we had
So it's a
discussion with
keynote
the,
from a historical
manufacturer of the
Sony
game,
figure.
there was not many
Sunico,
people
hello, good evening.
considered that way. So we would like to project
Oh.
the slide.
No, show it.
So this is what we discussed just now. So
Toy,
that time,
video
80s,
game,
70s,
computer
they considered as a toy,
entertainment.
and also after the United States came,
Billiards! Nerds!
the video game, and also including Sega or other makers, 8-bit that was also toy, and also my child as well. So that was a toy for the boys. And that was very interesting, fascinating, and including myself. It's very fascinated.
I
But,
like it.
We have
I like that
sports
there's
or
no
music
numbers on the
after we
axis.
grown
It's just
up.
as you go from
So what we
toy
did
to
is,
computer entertainment, you're making
entertainment,
money, buddy.
computer entertainment that
You're
we
making
consider
big
computer
money.
entertainment that we are using as a new word.
There is
But,
an error.
So this is something that we want to drive this. So what we are presenting right now, so this is not something that we made. So this is back in 1993. That's what I made.
That's a good graphic.
So that's amazing. So the team that worked with me, the Sony Group team, they didn't understand this concept. They didn't know what is.
I mean, yeah, it's easy to
what
take
is
the
this
video
is
games for
about,
granted
what was
now,
it,
but in
computer.
'93, like people
So
are like,
computer
what are you
entertainment,
talking
what
about,
is
man? We
that?
make
So
CDs.
actually, so
I think they did. Sony probably made movies back in
'93
'93 too, but they weren't. They were making video games.
We want to actually consider as a computer entertainment, and also so the Sony Music Entertainment that the leadership wanted to deploy. So then next.
Well,
is
I
about
wouldn't
the
say it's as
computer entertainment
visionary
that we actually
as
wanted to
Nintendo.
deploy. So that
Nintendo was there
back then.
when
that's
everyone
how
was
you
pulling
started
out.
Sony,
Like Atari
computer,
was
the
mega
music
fucked.
entertainment as well. And also at that time,
Which is funny because
so as
like
a matter of fact,
Atari
so
is
the
like
game
a Japanese
software
word, but it
makers, so
was,
the title,
I guess, a
like
U.S.
title
company.
that they developed. But at that time, the old days,
But
we
you know
don't
that
have
was
materials,
the
but
era
and
of
the other
ET,
entertainment. So
the great video game
how they
crash.
grow in the
Now they
industry
sell
is
disc
one
drives
the
separately.
Hollywood. So
Yeah, kind of
Hollywood
weird,
at
isn't
that
it?
time, maybe you remember like 80s, 90s Total Recalls that they actually came up with, and at that time it was like a workstation that based
Well,
on
I
the
wouldn't
real time
say,
that they actually
you know, given by the
maybe some of
modern
you
era,
may remember. So Silicon Graphics, which
you know,
is
how many
no
generations
longer
did
available.
Sony
But
miss?
the
Two?
Sony Picture Entertainment that we have.
I wouldn't really
also,
pick on
but
them all that
two
much for
of
that.
this film will be require the rendering for like multiple years.
No,
like
those
you
are good
need to have the
generations. NES,
workstation,
SNES,
and that can be done
Genesis.
in real time, even with a less accuracy.
I don't really know what you call Sega CD.
But what we wanted to do is, of course, a gaming
32X?
industry. So we need to have the interaction real time.
Sega kind of
So
just kind of
that
like
means
waddled
that in the
through all those
TV,
gens.
So the computer
Obviously until the Saturn,
controller
which is
that
very
you need to
clearly
touch, and
next
also
generation.
You need to have the
93 is
control in real
recent?
time. So no one couldn't actually understand that is achievable. So for example, like a CD-ROM.
Are you like
that
80
we
years
can,
old?
Put the image and then
93 is
some of
recent?
the slides.
What are you talking about, man?
That so we consider that maybe we can develop this.
Most people in this chat room were born after 1993.
So not just
I mean, I was alive.
Beautiful image, but the 2D
Technically,
is more real time. Like it's more like computing that you did. So real time. It's not close to real time. It's actually real time. So we need to have the real time interactions. And
this looks like it's going to be a
Silicon
successful
Graphics
Powder Stone,
couldn't
guys.
do
We're bringing it
that, and
home. We're
even
bringing
with
it home to
100 million,
computer entertainment.
yen. And also within not just the engineer, but also the people from across the world. They
Are you old? You know, you're only as old.
Discuss with them, and
I don't say something cliche like you're only as old as you feel.
PlayStation, and
if you're over 60 years old, that's old.
So what we wanted to do, like from March 1993, so no one actually thought that this is achievable. So they actually was nobody actually was supportive and believed.
You know, and like,
so
when did the NES come out in the West?
Working on the arcade game, not for the family,
88?
but also the arcade
87?
use. The prototype that they made and the video that we showed them, then they actually got interest
86.
in that, and also like a niche
Nationwide
store or
release was
the
86.
software company. So they showed the interest. What is this
So,
money?
you know, Sony
And
came
is this
in
achievable? And they
7
were
years
actually
later?
showed the interest. And
I mean,
at
but
that
like you
time,
got to think
after,
about it
1
like
month, so we actually went to
What-
Kanata, and then
how
also,
long was the
we
PlayStation
had
4
the
generation? I mean,
NDAs
that's
in
even
place,
longer than that's
and,
shorter than how
so
long the
then,
PS4 was
so
out and
they
had games developed for
was
it.
so amazed, so they can change the arcade foundation. So this is very low cost.
They released some
and
stuff for the 40th anniversary.
and
They had
also
that
you
championship
need to
edition game,
sell
First Horseman.
massive volume, then the arcade foundation will be even cheaper, and also the so they can actually leverage the foundation to the software. So and then so in their cell, so they actually trying to trying to focus on the family, but they canceled that, and everyone was smiled to do that initiative. So this
I know
was
the
triggered,
translator
from
sounds like an
May
NPC,
or
but what they're saying
June,
is interesting.
so the Porsche software manufacturer, they thought that this
He's
would
talking
be
about,
amazing result.
you know, nobody
So
believed
the
in
Ridge
it.
Racer or Tekken or other makers, so they changed their mindset or behavior. And another point that I wanted to tell you is like when I say entertainment, so platform, not just a platform hardware evaluation, but also not just for the game developers. Of course, the image or like a screen, like a drama or music. We have a lot of creators, so they got excited.
Compared to the
They
entire
all
history
got
of video
excited, and
games?
they can actually make together with this.
I mean, when did the
entertainment was
Atari
actually
come
the
out?
dream, and also they happened to see the person who worked for the Hollywood, and
In
they were very
1977?
astonished, and they were actually asked a very basic question. So
So
after
it
they
was
stopped talking,
16
not,
years after the
this
Atari.
this can actually
But
shorten
brother,
the
like
period of 10
93 was like
years ahead.
31 years ago.
So 10 years. So
Right?
and also the Silicon Graphic
I think so.
workstation at that time.
I think
the
it was
real
31
time
years
was
ago.
Actually,
That is not recent. I don't care how you
100
measure time,
yen
man.
for 1 unit, and also
That is a
another one
long
would
time
be
ago.
A few thousand million. So the resolution was not really good, but the real time.
So you're talking about
reaction,
17
so the
years
creator
from the
actually
birth of
trying to
video
get,
games. The real
tap
birth. I
into
mean, the commercial
gaming,
birth.
Industry, which was amazing.
And then 31 years
So
afterwards.
we actually
I mean, basically one third
used
into the
one
birth of video games,
apartment
Sony
room
came
to
in.
make this,
I know
but,
it might
so
feel like they're
it
more
sound-
recent.
so there was a momentum that people can actually make the move to make the new.
But to me,
entertainment.
I mean, and I'm old as
So
fuck.
a
Like,
result,
I don't think a
the
PlayStation is like a
gaming
new
world became with
game
wide
maker
range,
anymore. I
and
mean, they've been
also,
around since the
there was a lot
PlayStation
of
1.
projects,
Obviously,
coming out,
PlayStation
and I
2
think that was
completely
impressive to have the
dominated.
more younger
PlayStation
people to
3
be
faltered, but the
interested.
PS4 did
And
really
we
well.
didn't expect this
PS5
era to
has
come.
been.
So around June, July.
I don't know that they're going to be around
so,
forever in their current state.
So some of the
The 3D era is
makers
recent.
actually decided to accept the offer.
What are you guys
They want
talking
to
about?
make this
There were 3D
happen.
games since
And
1993.
Also, the PlayStation
You guys are like,
produced and
there's
also
no
the,
way all of you are
the
older than me.
trend
You guys are on some
or
mega fucking
sometimes
copium if you think
it's
3D is recent.
suspicious, and also sometimes people would get disappointed by, and we can invite people to.
You were a baby
actually
when
see the
PlayStation 1 and
actual
N64
prototype,
was released.
and we
I
can
was a
show them
teenager.
how to play them.
It
And I'm
was
just saying,
October 20th.
as much as it hurts me to say it, they are not
1993,
recent.
We invited everyone, and there were 4 prototypes, and showed a demo, and with a demo back then. And some of you were there actually. And those people in the gaming industry,
He's shouting out his old homies.
they have a lot of conversation. We communicate with each other. They are full of energy. But during demo, nobody spoke. It was silence. no conversation between each other.
I think, Slanico,
And
they have a
they
chance
left
to
the
come
venue.
back with the
And
PS6, but
we were shocked.
that's as much on software development as
They
it is
did
on their
not
hardware
think
development.
They were interested. That's what we thought. We spent entire night to prepare, and team talked to us. Maybe they didn't like it, but on the next day, we got a ton of phone calls. So it was overwhelming to them, and nobody was able to really speak. That's correct. And Sega launched Virtua Fighter back then, and it was very interesting in terms of the timing, and 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 there were a lot of
It's nice
inquiries
that he's shouting out Sega in such a nice
because
way.
people were interested in what Sony was doing. Okay, so people really felt 3D era is coming, real-time computing is coming. So so it was not really real-time computing. Silicon Graphics did not think real-time computing was possible, but again, we showed a demo.
Dude,
and,
this feels
and
like
that's
him
really the
ranting for an
milestone.
hour about like,
Now
I
people
did
are
it,
into
fuck
it.
you
So
haters.
this is what we try to do. So we use the processors for our workstations and geometry engine, and there was some specific engines, and they were all on there, and it was a assembler.
You
and
know,
it was shifted
FGJK,
to
man, I
C.
mean, this is the keynote.
And
Sony
people
paid
are
the
not
money, or
familiar
Tokyo Game Show
with these
invited him to
technologies.
speak, and this is
All the
what
manual was
they're talking on.
English,
They could have had Ryozo Sugimoto up there.
and those computing
They could have had
methods
any of the
was something
Sugimotos
they were
up
not
there.
familiar with. And we thought that it was good to share the library, so we actually came up with the manuals, the library for setup.
This is
So
actually a
it's
big
kind of
deal
GitHub
because
today. We
a lot of
documented the
Japanese game
manual,
dev
and we
in this
distributed the
era
manuals.
was so much superior to the Western game
that
dev
came
because there
before
just
game
was like
engine.
a lot more
So it
resources
was
if you were
kind of open
coding
library,
with a
was it?
Japanese language
That's
base.
correct. And we prepared that and we distributed
You know,
it to
obviously
everyone.
a lot of Western game dev was amazing on
Nobody was thinking
PC,
about
but
manual.
there were
And,
definitely a lot more games being made for console back then. Though.
there were some manuals, but it was not much. But we wanted to make sure there were information in the
I mean, we're
manual.
playing on a Sony console, unlucky.
And
This is
Namco,
PSP.
Ridge
This
Racer,
little window, it almost looks like it could
was
be the
just
PS1.
barely, moving one car, but it was not really smooth at all. And we worked with Namco for fine-tune, identifying the bottleneck and make improvements. And then it was the
Yo, we're fucking racking in these
background,
Poke
and
points,
it
guys. We're up to
went from 30
16,000.
to 60, and we made a request to Namco. We worked so hard.
I played Parasite
So
Eve when
why
it
don't
came
we
out.
make
I
this
played
library
Xenogears
open
too.
so that we can
Parasite Eve was
share?
fucking sick, man. That game was amazing when it came
it
out.
was,
It's still pretty good.
unrealistic
But when it came out, you're
back
like,
then.
whoa!
It was a
My
know-how for
mitochondria
Namco.
is going to get
And it was a source
activated.
code.
I'm going to combust in
We were saying that let's
flames.
share the source code. And they were surprised. But,
Silent Hill was amazing. All those PS1
and
games were
eventually
so
they said,
good,
okay,
man.
Because Namco was really confident.
Dude, the
about what they
rat?
had.
The
And
rat
guess
in the
what
very
happened?
beginning of Parasite Eve, I was like, ah!
1 month after the
Resident
PlayStation,
Evil was good.
Takara
They're all
launched
good.
Toshinden,
Battle Arena Toshinden?
and
What's that?
and it was like it used to be origami type texture, but and then there was an evolution. Then there was a team of 7 or 8 to develop something like that. And it was January 1st that was launched, 1 month after the launch of the PlayStation. And also, each GameSoft maker, when we visited them, they all said that don't do 3D. it has to be 2D. If it's 3D, it does not really make sense. It was the first reaction we got when we visited the Gamesoft makers for the first time.
But Battle Arena
But,
Toshinden, that came out
people
later, didn't
over
it?
time realized the evolution, new titles. And those creators in the gaming industry, they wanted to make some move. Maybe the president of the company said, we shouldn't do it. It's not going to make money. But those game creators, and they saw Toshinden, Parappa the Rapper, and they wanted to be involved.
This guy's
So
talking
that-
about when
That
Sony was
kind
good.
of the grassroots activity.
That's the sad
how
part, man.
this
Like,
kind of
PlayStation's
movement
mostly
spread
run out of the West Coast.
Okay,
And
we
like they
talked
don't
about the
have
game.
dudes like
So
this guy.
Why don't we?
He's talking about
continue
making, like,
our
art,
conversation
basically.
Watching a TV commercial back then. So can you play some TV commercials now?
Yes.
Do you remember these TV commercials?
Did it
Yes.
did it release at
So
40,000 yen?
We are seeing a Ridge Racer gameplay. Yes, this was another interesting TV commercial. So the
Show us the
traditional
commercial,
TV
man.
Commercials of the game softs were the gameplay, but the PlayStation TV commercial was saying 1, 2, 3, December 3rd, and people were knocking on the door of the home
Looks pretty
appliance,
intense, man.
store.
I can only just see
So
like
the PlayStation was
a little
launched
bit
on
of it.
December 3rd. There was a long queue. People were waiting.
I'm an
How did you
idiot, guys.
feel
Now I remember
seeing that?
Toshinden. I was thinking of
It was as if there was a
Guys.
rock music
Toshinden
concert.
was one of the first
It was
3D fighting
all
games,
excitement.
next to Virtua Fighter.
So it was launched on December 3rd.
Toshinden was cool, man. There was a
And, you know,
game. There was
there
a
were
version of
teams of the game
Toshinden.
creators,
You were a guy.
And we wanted
You
to
used a
launch a
chainsaw,
party
and when that wasn't
before
enough, you
the
just pulled out
launch.
a gun
It was
and you
Edith
shot
Garden
people.
Hills.
It
There
was so
a
fucking
hall.
cool.
So there was the party before the launch.
This is a
And
general thing we're
someone
watching now.
told
This is
me,
the keynote
Shinjuku,
address.
Akihabara, there are lines. People are waiting for PlayStation. I think Famitsu covered the phenomenon, right? And after the party, we actually visited the stores, seeing the people making lines. It was such a cold weather, but people were waiting for the PlayStation.
Ninu.
And
Swaddy
that
Cup.
really moved us.
Capcom Cup.
That was a
Gonna ask her if
proof
the rain
of
stopped.
what you have done, right? Yes, I was amazed, and also those game creators, developers, they were amazed. Well, we have a really limited time today, so now we would like to make a shift. You are kind of away from gaming industry now, right?
She
But,
Lao In
you
Hun.
are witnessing
Lao Heiru.
AI evolution, technology evolution does not stop. So
PS1
how
is
do you
nice.
see
I mean,
computer entertainment? How do you
this
see the
might
computer
upset
entertainment
people, but I
created
think
today? Well, actually, to
PS1
talk about
was a
that,
better
I'd like to
platform,
use my
better
slide.
console than the Nintendo 64. I just wasn't
So this
I
is
just wasn't
from
that big of a
first
fan of the
PlayStation.
Nintendo 64. Not many of the games really
You know,
stood
this
out.
surprised
I bought it.
everyone.
I bought a lot of games. I played a lot of
It was
games.
not origami.
But the
You know, there were
PS1 games were
shadows,
like way
textures,
better. Way
and
better. It's
these
like not even
objects
close.
are moving, and physical computing was possible. You know, drop shadow was there.
Like other than Mario, like what was
And
there?
I think there was another famous dinosaur demo video. It was primitive, but
The-
you can
the
change lighting.
PS1 had everything. It had 3D and
Nobody
2D
thought
games.
It was possible.
In
And it
a
is
best case
actual,
scenario, Nintendo
screen.
64 could
And
render
there's
out a
another
3D scene
dinosaur,
better
demo.
than the PS1 could.
It is.
But PS1 had excellent
movie
mixing of 2D and
using,
3D scenes.
The console, Back
Smash
then, there was,
Brothers?
computing
All right.
in advance.
Ocarina
It
of
was not
Time?
real
Okay.
time, but it is a real-time computing. It can be possible with the memory.
Smash Brothers was fun with
And you
friends.
don't have to read a lot of data from CD-ROM.
But like, it wasn't that
like,
long
rich
after that we
race,
had the GameCube.
music, games.
But PS1
But
still
there
had
are only
bangers.
2 megabytes. So memory size is 2 megabytes. Once you read it, you can take the disk out. And,
GoldenEye was pretty good.
and you can listen to the
GoldenEye is like
music
that one
playing
thing
the,
that's like,
Ridge
all right,
Racer.
I'll give you that.
But you have to read it first.
Why did they just zoom out this one
And
T-Rex tape?
this really changed people's perception.
So after this, we had this coming out and the tool before. So it's totally cheaper, but so we actually wanted to have the PlayStation memory to put the memory on, and then using the actual machine, and like we can put this more, so it's like a Psy or
Wait,
other.
what is
the golden
DOS
ratio was
5
the game, so,
PC98?
these were
What was
very
that?
interesting, and PS2.
Hell yeah,
and
PS2.
this-
That's where it's at,
and
buddy.
also after the PS2.
PS2 is the GOAT.
So it's more primitive, can be handled, and also this is the real time. So this
he is like one of the old heads of
floppy,
Sony mischances, and he's talking about the history and development
is also,
of
possible.
PlayStation over the
And
years
also this
from
is
his
the,
perspective.
the weather was actually the physical computing, which is only the workstation only, but this is non-real time. But actually, the PS2 can do that. And
Silent Hill
also,
3 is good.
across
I
the
don't know
world,
if I
so
like
the
3 or 2 better.
creator Actually,
I think it's 2, but 3 is amazing.
surprise. And this is the inside of water, so you can see the reflection of the water also can be computed.
You know,
And also
I know I was
this
just
is
talking
the,
about how the Wilds
duck,
graphics are great
demonstration.
and they
So
make
it
good
can,
use of the power
float
that they
on the
ask.
water,
But I'm happy
which
with
is
graphics that look like
which is
this.
more
Like,
entertainment
graphics
look.
don't need to
And
look that
also you
much
can
better for me
actually,
to like the game.
Take baths with your babies. And also
Wait, was that take
from
bath with your
here
babies?
on,
What?
so there are a lot of great titles to PlayStation 1 and 2 that developed, and also the software
Biohazard.
makers.
They're showing
they
Street
don't
Fighter
have
3
the
Third
title, so you
Strike?
can just
That's
buy
cool.
them. But so rather than that, they
Some
actually make a
Capcom
lot of
fans over there
great
and
titles,
Resident
not
Evil
just
4.
Japan, but also from the global. We had a lot of momentum here, and the piece. PlayStation 3. So
No, they're
this
jumping
is
right to the
computing
PS3,
is
huh?
Totally different. I remember this moment. So this was the only one.
Look at the fucking duck go! Look at him go!
The computing background simulation. This is a real time, but nobody actually believed this. And
That's what I mean. It
also, like
beyond
those who
this
born,
level,
from,
there's just
born,
not
like,
much
or
else going on. I
had,
mean, it's stuff that's nice to look at, but it doesn't fundamentally change the game,
know
though.
this, but so this one here, I remember this scene. So this is
This
what
is
we've
the only
done,
game on the
before.
PS3.
And also this, 5,000 fishes, the simulation only, so real-time simulation. And also what happened
no.
is like for the family game.
You can see the beginning of the end.
Exceeding the workstation. And
Going from the top left
and then
clockwise.
The new contents, generated, and the contents,
How it started
not
and
just
how
for
it
the
ended.
children, but also what you want to play from the adult aspect. And adults can actually make what they
I
want
like
to
The
play,
Last of Us,
so
but
from the
man,
global aspect. And,
it's like it
so we had
ruined
a lot of
PlayStation,
franchise,
man.
out there, and also they was so amazed, and this was a great momentum. So the PC was actually for the admin use, but
And now, and then
so
this is where we are now.
if the PlayStation can do this, then the PC graphics.
This is where we are
CPU
now,
can
man.
Also,
just fucking locked into
survive, and
forever
then
games.
We can integrate with the PC. So the software maker actually wanted to consider the.
It's funny that they're saying this when I'm pretty sure Sony was the
So-
one that was blocking
So my
cross-play for like
teammates
ever.
actually considered to integrate
Like
into
literally
the
up
PC.
until like
So
Street
this
Fighter 6, it
PS4,
felt like pulling
came,
teeth to get
and
crossplay.
also, the adults came whatever they want to play, and they
We're on to
evolved
you.
and see significant growth in the market. And this is the statistics. Maybe this can be newer, but actually, at the timing of 2020, the 34 years old is actually the biggest players. It used to be even younger. So even with my generation plays them. So we had that moment, and actually we had the boys playing the games. So the PlayStation, but actually started to use with
That's
the family.
right.
Then
Average
women
gamer.
included.
You
We
are
don't
an
have,
average
so
gamer.
there's not
Great
much
gamer.
difference between woman and man
Legendary
users. So regardless
SSS
of
plus poll
woman or
hero gamer.
man. So this is what I want to highlight. So excluding the game hardware, the software is 28 trillion. The
Gaming?
music, film, television.
Dude,
it's
music is
totally
just like
exceeding.
eating ass.
So what they are producing as a game software at the it's exceeding the category.
And
which
this is
quite
with
amazing.
like
It's actually the
industry shitting
worldwide,
its pants.
which
Gaming is still
very
larger than
amazing.
everything else.
So I'd like to.
That's
take
why I'm happy with my
occasion
investment in
to,
Capcom, man. I'm telling you, dude.
So software manufacturers and also
Music
those
just
who
seems
love
sad
the
nowadays.
games, players. I really wanted to say thank you to everyone for supporting us, and actually. Kutaragi-san or other members, when you survive through this tough moment back in 1993
I'm not just gonna rip my shirt
which
every
is,
time this
much
chances something
appreciated.
happens.
And I accelerate the moment. So
By
we only have
weebs?
10 minutes left.
I don't know. I mean,
So,
some.
As we,
But I mean, you gotta
want to
imagine
talk
there's like
about
millions
this,
upon
so
millions
when we
of
think about the
just
future
normies
aspects,
playing Candy
what
Crush
kind
and
of
Call of
excitement
Duty.
that we can
And that
wait?
brings in a
Good
lot of
question,
money.
actually. So, for example, like we have a lot of people but maybe we can have reproduction in the real
produce
time.
slop?
Maybe we can incorporate that
Um,
into the game. Yes, we can imagine a lot of things, but
Well,
you need if
some
you can
companies are
imagine, which
definitely
means that it's
hitting
feasible.
the
So
point in the curve where they chase
that
profits
is
rather
the very
than good
basic of
quality.
the entertainment. It's the imagination. In case of my side, so I'm actually seeing the 15 years ahead. So of course, we need to anticipate
He's got future
what's going
eyes.
to happen in the future. So what we can integrate. See, we have a lot of things that we can integrate. So this was actually a great news for me. So the game software. So across the world, people are playing.
I think
and
Sony
actually
invested in
people
this.
are making or producing, especially with Europe or United
But
States.
Vidicum, you watched
Europe
it? Thank
people,
you.
we never consider that they would actually make the game software, and also people from China. So they can actually.
They like had like a
they
national
can
holiday
make
for that
even
game,
more,
man.
interesting entertainment. This is mega hit. So it was 10 million with one week. And it's actually a significant growth, which is very amazing. So for the next generations, so people are making the software. I think this is a great momentum. So the
It's mostly Chinese numbers, but does it matter?
Product.
They still bought the game.
It says debut product, which is
And on PC too. I mean,
so not just this, but also
I would
the
think
creator
there would be a
across the
lot of
world,
piracy.
would actually produce,
Nah, man, they fucking
and
logged
also
into
they
Steam
would
and they
lead
bought
the
that shit.
market. So what would be coming in the next? So since we have limited time, but
Number
the
seems
website
sus?
from the PC workstation.
At that scale, I don't see how it could be sus. I mean, people are very
and,
proud of the game.
Here today, I'm going to
Wait,
explain
what?
this real-time computing.
AI assistant?
So the computer.
Huh?
The
Fantasy
AI,
game
open
system communication
AI,
AI assistant
the
open
announcement
worlds.
Was actually,
No!
announced, but the real-time
AI!
can be done.
No!
So very natural. It's so you can actually have.
Wait, what is
real-time,
behind there?
interactive
PC,
and
WS,
entertainment. And
supercomputer,
these are how
video
they
game,
are,
computer
integrated
entertainment,
together. We
fantasy,
need to
game
integrate
system,
it,
communication, AI assistant,
momentum.
open
So
world,
from the
AI,
video game, computer
real-time
entertainment, real-time
computing.
and computing. And as a industry, we need to fuse this, and also on the right side. So the game system fantasy that they can integrate together, and also what you can do is that anything can be can calculated, also compute to do the real time computing. So it's computable. So that's why we have the
It's computable.
generative AI. So we can actually do the computing. And so today I have the face to face with the audience, but maybe in the near future, maybe like this can be actually do through the monitoring or through the monitor or through the online. So maybe the Zoom or Teams still 20th century,
Why just
but it's
Just-
convenient.
it's okay to-
But it's more like a
No, just-
first era of the PC.
I mean, I know he's talking about it in a good way, but like, bro, it's okay to show up, man. We like seeing you.
Multiple interaction, not just the language, but also so we can include all these new categories, and we can evolve even
No, man, he didn't
further.
even mention PS5 Pro. He doesn't care. He's talking about real stuff, man.
So how should AI be nurtured? How should
No!
AI be used for game development? Well, what is interesting about entertainment is entertainment changes over time. In the past, it was about shooting and fighting, but it is changing. And those, the Wukong, it was their first game. So maybe I can show you some slide. And this is the
What the fuck?
the decades ago. You know, there were everything.
Dude, why is he
vision,
talking about it like a good thing?
and
This is a
power
fucking
computing.
horror movie.
They were from
Hal was
future,
trying to kill
and
them.
they are here with us. And there are
He was gonna like fucking air dock
AI
their
appearances
ass.
4 times. Monolith, it is AI. When the monkey uses it, and it
What?
becomes a lot smarter.
The monkey
And
comes out smarter?
They are
What is he
equipped with
talking
the
about?
capability to go to a space, and the monolith gives you the capability to travel across the planets. And then the captain became the old man, and then the superhuman emerges. So it was the
What?
science fiction world.
What are you
This
talking
is where we are today. So the AI and the human being integrated, that will be coming. It's not only about
No!
graphics.
I don't
but,
want to be
real
integrated with the
world can be
AI.
computable.
I
If
don't
it's
want
computable, it's not
that.
the real world. It doesn't
I'm
have to
happy
be the real world.
being
It can be
myself
a
and
fantasy. It can
whatever
be
I am, just
games.
normal. I don't
And
want to
you
be
can go
super.
beyond the time. A lot of things will be possible. And AI can have characteristic, just like a people. You know, each one of us has a different brain. AI can has a different brain. So that is something
It's not
I
real,
envision,
man. It doesn't
including
think.
the dream that I have. But you are looking at it.
Ah,
see,
is this his
it's
dream?
coming.
His dream is HAL 9000?
That's amazing. So it's not only about the gaming, but a lot of excitement really awaits us. That's correct. So it is still in a fantasy world today. You know, it is fun, but this real world, it is interesting world, right? So a lot of industries can be integrated. You have fun when you go to theme park, but you don't go to theme park every day, right? But this gaming industry, if it's the 28 trillion yen industry today, it can be grown by 10 times or 100 times. So this unthinkable world, it can be achieved.
Is he saying he
Yes.
wants us to go to the theme park
talked about
every
it.
day
And some
and grow games
components
by
of my
100
future, but,
times?
I think
Like all
it's
we
going to come.
do all day long
Okay,
is play
so
games?
for
I know Rich,
young game
coming from an
creators
internet
and the
clown
game
whose
creators
job it is
around
to
the
sit around
world,
and play
do you
games.
have any
But that's kind of
message to
fucking
them?
insane.
Well, I would say what you are doing is great. Your imagination is great, and knowledge and know-how can be shared. In the past, it was very difficult. It was difficult individually and across the companies, but now it can be changed. It can be exchanged instantly, and this will accelerate. So your curiosity and your dream. And in the past, we thought that the curiosity is at the peak when we were babies and it would diminish. But actually, it's going to change. And people can have the even bigger dream. Kutaragi-san, you are full of energy and you have a curiosity. Yes, I continues to be kid. But that is amazing part, right?
He wants to accelerate you with AI.
If
In Japan, they've got a
relaxing,
different feeling
then
about
people want
AI.
to talk to me. Here, I see a lot of children, kids.
No, I think they got it,
it.
Effie Machado. They are down to fuck with AI over there.
So thank you for your story. Well, actually, we are nearing the end of the program.
The beginning was so nice. Just the ending is like
you sent
horrifying.
some message to game creators, but do you have message to game fans? When I say game fans, not only in Japan, but also game fans from around the world. So can you send the message to everyone? Hello, everyone.
We will assimilate.
You are going to create the future, and I look forward to seeing that. Thank you.
AI will create the future if you have your way,
great
right?
Conversation, Mr. Kutaragi. Thank you for joining us, and please give him a warm applause to him. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say, man.
So I think you are all excited listening to the conversation. Thank you for watching and joining this keynote. So this
That was
concludes the keynote for Tokyo Game Show 2024, Trailblaze the World with Gaming. And there are a lot of programs available with this channel.
That's the Battle
different
Arena token,
channels.
man.
And if you have time, please visit Makuhari venue over here to enjoy Tokyo Game Show 2024 in person. We wait for you. Once again, I was Hayashi from Kadokawa Game Linkage. Once again, thank you for watching.
I like the mashup of games, though, up top. I've heard that there's been an increase in demand for human-made artwork recently. Literally in direct contrast to all the AI shit that's out there. Because people are like, they don't want AI. I mean, when AI generates something, it's like almost inherently valueless. There was no human effort. There's no human labor in there. So the only thing somebody needs to do to make your creation is like type in a phrase. Like, how valuable could it be? I'm not even talking about AI as creative theft, although, I mean, it is. But I'm talking about it more as whatever is generated by AI, there's no value. Like, there's next to no value. Like, these companies are thinking they're going to use AI to make movies and TV. And if they ever get to the point where they create something where, yeah, their algorithm works, all that's got to happen is for that technology to leak or for it to be copied. And now nobody needs the original company. I mean, yeah, and if you count the computer and other resources it took to make it, yeah, I mean, it's sometimes negative. Likely negative. And it all looks the same. It's all got that weird, like, sheen to it. There's never any mistakes. It's like, I don't want to use the word perfect because it's shit, but there's no flaws in it. Yeah, it's all just, doesn't have the human touch to it, you know? Next presentation is in 9 minutes. Ubisoft games. Ubisoft hires a lot of people, man. I'm not looking forward to them going away because they do hire a lot of people, but it doesn't look good. I guess we'll just keep running Powder Stones, man. Like I'm like locked in now. I do want to see the Ga Mirror Games presentation. I mean, maybe they'll get to the point where AI art will more closely resemble human touches, you know? I'm sure at a certain point they'll figure out why people have multiple limbs and fingers and feet. Did that Splinter Cell with like homeless looking Sam ever come out? That's the only one that I ever really wanted to play. I played the first one. You know the one I'm talking about? Was it good? Anyone ever play it? Is it real? Maybe it was canceled. So quiet. Have you guys gotten used to the little Monster Hunter in the corner? Let me ask you this. Did you like the little Monster Hunter in the corner? Did this help you make it through that presentation? Yeah. That's good. It's comforting. Good. Okay. I'll keep doing it. Was it Conviction? I guess it must have came out then. Was it any good? Did you play it? Did you like it? Did the Metacritic like it? Can I make it larger? I can make it a little bit bigger. For right now, I can make it larger. I got to get down to the window, though. I was nervous to do this because I'm like, maybe I'll die, but I haven't even come close to dying, so. Dude, that was a crazy presentation, man. Should probably talk about the schedule for tomorrow. We'll probably just do a big day stream. Probably no night stream tomorrow. I was supposed to get Mexican food with my brother-in-law, but I think he's bailing on me. What is there that can kill me? I don't know, man. That's not the right attitude to have in a deathless run. I'm carrying a powder stone. Something could hit me. Big gay stream. Well, I mean, I'm going to be on by 10. And, you know, Capcom, I think, is going to be like an hour. And then after that, we're going to watch the Xbox presentation. Because, like, I'm not getting up for that, but I'll watch it after the fact. And then there should be other things that are happening. I mean, I'm sorry, but Phil No Xbox Days is just like, I want to use the word fascinating. But I'm not sure that that's the right word. I spelled special wrong? Speakle? Don't bully them, man. They're doing their best to accommodate the Western audience. You go over there. You say I'll work. Something new for Dragon's Dogma? There's a chance tomorrow, buddy. Small chance. I don't think so, ProCal. I think Microsoft is going to stick around for at least one more console generation. They're going to have a console. They might have two consoles, plus they're portable. Will there be one after that? I don't know. I really, really don't know. But I think there's still going to be one. I think they're committed to one more generation. I think it's clear that the Game Pass model isn't working out. And the really, really funny thing about that is like Sony copied them. But maybe Sony's profitable with it. Game Pass does not seem like it's profitable. But the Sony stuff seems like it's working out okay for them. Well, I mean, there's a pretty good chance we'll see some reveals from Xbox Unlucky. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some Atlas Sega games that are going to come out day one Game Pass. Less reason to get one? I mean, but PlayStation doesn't have many exclusives either. You're thinking about it from a mega gamer perspective, ProCal. What you have to think about is the percentage of the population that just buy an Xbox just to play Call of Duty with their buddies. I know a man in his mid-40s, and he purchased an Xbox Series X simply to play Call of Duty with his friends. Game Pass seems too good to be true. If you get it, you'll realize it's not, because it's like, it's just kind of okay. Like, it's got a lot of games that you're like, I would play that if I had nothing better to do. But you almost always have something better to do. Was his name Kevin? No. Why would it be Kevin? If you have an actual Xbox, the retro library might be nice. But even then, like, a lot of times, like, I'd rather just, rather emulate it. She is selling discounted items. Buy up a bunch of these. Lies of P is a good game. Dude, this music kind of fucking rocks. They might show Doom. Wait, did Liza P leave Game Pass, Lanico? It does feel weird to buy DLC for a game you don't own, doesn't it? I've done it before, Toad. I did one of the Ninja Gaidens on physical backwards compatibility on the Xbox Series X. It's probably the last time that's going to happen. Like, I'm pretty sure the next Xbox is not going to have a disc drive. Although, I don't know. I mean, I guess you never know, but I feel like they're just going to be done with that. Let's go digital only. Just completely kill the used game market. What does GA Mirror make? I was checking out their game list. They make a lot of games that look vaguely similar to RPG Maker games. But if they've got this time slot, man, I mean, they must be coming out with guns blazing. No, they might have something great. It would be insane for them to come up and it's like, here's our new RPG Maker games. But it's possible. I don't use Game Pass anymore, Slunico. After their hijinks this year, like, it's over, man. Purchasing games but not owning them feels murky to you? Well, I mean, whenever you buy games on Steam, it's the same thing. I'm going to make this smaller.
What?
I think we might be able to just watch this.
Got Mirror Games Now. Tokyo Game Show 2024 Special.
Still on Game Pass? That's good. The Dyson Sphere program. Oh, they make the Dyson Sphere game? Well, there you go. I know people like that game. Do you own it? You don't like it. I never understood companies that like show trailers of their games and they're like clearly not running at even 30 FPS. You want a remaster of Spore? I'm surprised we don't have one already. There might be some rights things though. Conquer the Dark Fog? Coming for your ass. With this mecha. This mecha. That could use a slightly better animation. His little wings like going like whoop. I thought the game was already out. Pelican Pubes, he said AI was going to take over everything. Andre Lazo is being accelerated as we speak.
各位戴森球计划的工程师们，大家好！又到了1年一次的 TGS 游戏发布会。戴森球计划经过3年多的更新，已经变得越发的庞大。所以，我们今年对星际物流系统进行了优化。往后呢，我们依然会根据玩家的反馈，对游戏进行更新。战斗系统的加入拓宽了游戏的玩法和维度。 考虑到目前游戏的上手难度呢，我们会在未来的版本中。
Parts of this almost even remind me of the Rift Breaker, and I liked the Rift Breaker.
此外，战斗系统的更新也将陆续推出。
But I'm not saying that means I'm gonna like this.
手动的对炮台
AI-powered chat bans you before you
最
chat.
终呢，也会推出更强大的终极。
It would probably be nice if there was an AI assistant that said, "Shut the fuck
我
up."
们希望载具系统具有更高的自由度。
Save someone before they get themselves terminated. Chatters who said this in the past have gotten banned. Are you sure you want to send it? Yeah, no, Capcom's coming up soon, man. 11 hours from now? Chef Clippy just lives on your desktop in your Twitch app.
未来我们会和更多游戏进行联动，这让戴森球计划可以出现在更多的游戏当中。
Maldi?
当然，我们欢迎这样的联动。这台轻型工业机甲的威力始终不容小看。
Behind me somewhere.
最后，再次感谢全球玩家对戴森球计划的喜爱。游戏还在抢先体验中，还有更多的内容等着与你们见面。谢谢。
Sega Atlas does have a showcase. Yeah, I can check the time for you. Good try.
Welcome, new employees. I am your mentor, responsible for helping you get familiar with the new work environment.
Oh, hello there. You look really unique. Kinda a vintage feel.
Don't judge me based on how I look. Our equipment here is state-of-the-art technology.
Wow! Is this the most up-to-date game production facility?
Sega's gonna be
So cool!
No. These
10
are just
a.m.
automated assembly lines for
Friday.
producing components. Check where these
No.
components are being conveyed to.
insanely early on Friday.
What is this incredible thing?
This is the most advanced
6
and
a.m. on
colossal
Friday?
game development factory in the galaxy.
Eastern?
It harnesses star-grade energy up close and converts it into computing power with 0 losses. That's how we were given the opportunity to create the greatest, most epic, ultimate game in the galaxy. We
Frank
call this
Carollo, good
plan
evening.
The Games Mirror Project.
Oh, so this ultimate game must be insanely fun. When can I play it?
Well, speaking of which, I found out while building this project, the building process is actually quite fun too. You should definitely give it a try too, newbie. Mirror Games now!
What are we talking about? What game is it? Are they still talking about Dyson Sphere?
Hey guys, this is Tobias, creator of Shapes 2.
I knew they made this
I
game.
want to give a quick summary of the game so you
This
can
is a
decide
game
whether it's
that
the right one for
features
you.
prominently on their Steam page.
This game is about creating sleek space factories, capable of breaking shapes down and creating completely different ones. We want you to enjoy the game and play at your own pace, so buildings are completely free
make the
and
game?
resources are infinite.
I wish I could make
the
a
goal
game.
is to live increasingly complex shapes with the vortex to unlock new technologies.
Seems hard
The
though.
challenge comes from puzzling out how to create specific shapes, as well as scaling your production for larger deliveries. Shapes is different from other factory games in that there are no predetermined recipes for a solution. Your buildings perform simple functions like cutting shapes in half, changing their color,
Making game
or
is
stacking
hell.
them.
Better to play the
It's
game.
up to you how to transform basic circles and squares into fancy colorful shapes. We have worked hard to make sure that the game is satisfying to play and beautiful at any scale. From making it
My only
really
issue
easy
is
to
most
set up and
games
connect belts, as
don't
well as
have enough
being able
blood,
to see
man.
up close what each building is
If
doing.
I were to
for
make the
shapes.
game, I'd put a lot of blood in it.
Speaking of scale,
That would be our
we
primary
make sure that you
feature.
can start out small and
There's
use
all
the skills
sorts
you
of
learn
different
to build
types of
massive
blood and
space
fluids
factories.
coming out of people.
Grow your factory from small sections of buildings into space platforms connected by space belts.
Thin blood, thick blood, chunky
And then
blood.
even further by zooming cargo around with space trains. Shapes 2 is already in a polished state and contains
know,
4 gameplay modes.
Soldier
with
of
over
Fortune
60
came out
hours
like
of
30
gameplay to
years ago.
complete.
Play the
We are
screen
releasing it to
sound.
early access
I don't think
because we
I've
want to
got
polish
the
game even
vocoded one
further,
anymore.
as well as
I should have
adding more
saved
mods
it
and
though.
content up until for release. And if you want to support us even more on this goal, we're launching a support edition that adds additional music as well as twisters and roller coaster train loops. The game will go into full release.
Dude,
once
they
we
might
reach
end up
the level
showing
of
the,
polish and content you, all
treasure
players,
chest game
are
at this
happy with
rate.
and enjoy fully.
No, they don't really, Will's Die. You got to really go to like the indie scene if you want to get a lot of blood in your games. Not even the new Warhammer that game is really that bloody. I mean, it's got blood, of course, but it's not like, wow. Modded Dark Tide is pretty good. You gotta mod it though. You gotta mod it to put the extra gore in. You want the mod that always makes them do the big explosion when they die. I mean, I kind of like the animation. It reminds me a little bit of Age of Empires, but I know it's probably not. You hope something bad happens, like a comet collides with the city? I think that's it. I think you're just making a fun little city. It's kind of neat. What'd you call it? A fur or a scarf on his shoulder? Look at him. Look at him. He's running all over those boxes. All right, well, that's neat. Oh, he's got a little sky ship. All right, that's kind of neat. Go hit something. Dauntless 2. It's very similar to Dauntless. Little ship combat. Alright, you can change the color of your dragon. I got it. You can set people on fire with your dragon. That's kind of sick. You get a cute girl that sits on the back of your dragon. Zap. I want to see you cut someone's head off. There's like no blood. There was a little bit of hit stop though. I didn't have any blood at all. Close. You don't have to choose between hit stop and blood. You can have both. Ah! What the fuck? I got jump scared, man.
Sir, ma'am, open up. It's a thought.
Yo, it's the Skibbity Toilet game.
You cannot be trusted. How dare you lie to Leviathan?
If they, it is absolutely Skibbity Toilet coded, man.
I just don't know who I am sometimes.
Give us the toilet, guys. Show us the Skibbity Toilet. No, Skibbity Toilet, dude. They've got like guys with like TV heads and like cameras, I think. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch the new Skibbity Toilet.
This is your final chance. Please tell us your decision.
You gotta watch. I know Max Headroom, but Skibbity Toilet is now.
If I serve, I will echo.
You watched Skibbity Toilet? I did, yeah. I wanted to know, man. There's like a whole Skibbity cinematic universe. Making a penis between two vertical neighbors. I don't know about this, man. It's feeling very Dr. Disrespecty, if you ask me. Dude, she's naked. Lab-grown lollies. I know. And you throw into a laser room? All right, the floating gun physics looks fun. That reminds me of Cave Story. It's, okay, I was gonna say it's all lollies, but there's at least one guy. Was it an unlockable Pepe? It almost looks like it's a roguelite. Everything about it screams it's a roguelike. I mean, the Ball of Hell stuff looks fun. I wish it wasn't like all like literal children. The duck has a mohawk and like a spiked collar. Oh, is that a goose? Maybe it's a goose, not a duck. Lolly vein. Yeah, I don't like that they're running around in like just like a shirt. This is like a gay furry bathhouse? What? Actually, I mean, it really does look very charming with some very well done art. So. I mean, that could not have been easy to make. Like, that is a lot of pixel art. Like, a lot. like so much. Mercury Abbey. Oh, that's like soon. That's this year. You know what? I will wishlist it. You're gonna hear them. Hold on. You're hearing. Sorry. I don't even, it doesn't even have a Steam page. Is this that mobile game? Like the mobile Dead by Daylight? Or am I thinking of a different game? Bro, you got bugs on you. Rocky, you good? we're talking about Tokyo Game Show. I mean, maybe it's a visual novel. I mean, we haven't seen anything, really. I've seen depersonalization. This is an RPG of sorts. It's out. You can play it now. It actually looked like one of the better games on their publisher channel. It didn't look like it was fully translated in English, but I'm assuming it must be. That turned into a frog. It's tough. It's just like bad day for everyone. It's like everything's going bad.
Oh!
A Thailand creator, Ninu!
ได้มาเข้าร่วมโตเกียวเกมโชว์ในปีนี้นะครับเกม Lost and Found Co เนี่ยก็เป็นเกมที่ object ที่ผู้เล่นจะได้เล่นเป็นดักกี้เป็ดน้อยที่โดนเสกให้กลายเป็นคนโดยเทพธิดาตกสวรรค์ที่ชื่อว่าเหมยเพื่อช่วยให้เธอเนี่ยกู้ชื่อเสียงกลับคืนมาโดยการทำบริษัทสตาร์ทอัพรับหาของหายครับ
What's Ubisoft doing now? We talked about it earlier. They pulled out, man. They're not in the conference.
เนี่ยครับก็เริ่มจากเป็นเกมหาของเล็กๆง่ายๆมากๆเลยนะครับผมแต่พอทำไปเรื่อยๆเนี่ยเราก็รู้สึกว่ามันขาดอะไรบางอย่าง
Now the art style is really cute.
ร่วมกันที่จะปรับอาร์ตสไตล์สร้างตัวละครที่น่าจดจำรวมไปถึงใส่เรื่องราวสนุกๆเข้าไปด้วยครับจนตอนนี้เนี่ยเกมก็สวยขึ้นแล้วก็ใหญ่ขึ้นกว่าที่คิดไว้เยอะมากๆเลยครับทีมพวกเราเนี่ยก็ยังไม่ลืมที่จะใส่ความรักที่พวกเรามีต่อสิ่งของแล้วก็ผู้คนในชีวิตประจำวันเข้าไปจนตอนนี้เนี่ยเกมของเราเนี่ยมี
Dude, was that somebody cosplaying as Bocce?
นอกจากนั้นเนี่ยก็ยังมี
That was definitely Bocce.
culture พาโรดี้แล้วก็มีมที่หลายๆคนเห็นแล้วก็น่าจะเก็ตเลยว่าคืออะไรดังนั้นเนี่ยในเกมเต็มเนี่ยผมก็มั่นใจได้เลยนะครับว่าจะได้เห็นของน่ารักตัวละครที่สนุกเนี่ยเต็มไปหมดแน่นอนฮะ ตอนนี้เกมของเราก็มีเดโมให้ลองโหลดเล่นฟรีใน Steam แล้วนะครับยังไงก็ลองไปโหลดเล่นกันได้นะครับผมแล้วก็ถ้าชอบก็อย่าลืม wishlist กันด้วยนะครับ
Wow, the excellent design.
Nice to see that there's a burgeoning Thailand game dev industry.
Lines and shapes too are masterpieces. They're art crafted by engineers. Just looking at them makes me so full of awe. However, games like The Awakener Risen, a game that celebrates and revels in destruction. Oh, how refreshing. So, is that big guy's goal to create high-quality games with cutting-edge graphics and the richest details to surpass all else?
Probably yes. Personally, I prefer those retro-style games.
Really? I want to try playing games like that too!
Oh, then you must try out these games in my collection. This will be sure to satisfy you.
No, please don't satisfy me.
Games now. Tokyo Game Show.
Please, I'm streaming. Man, it's a long presentation, man. They're going for it. I mean, it's a good mix, Chaos. You know, I mean, obviously you have a lot of Japanese game devs. You know they've got over 2,000 games. It's a lot of games. See anything from Annapurna? Didn't they just like revolt? Didn't they just like everybody left the company? Yeah, I wouldn't be holding your breath about that, man. Well, I mean, they're just the publisher, Effie Machado. That's why you're asking? They're not on the schedule. That's gotta suck growing up in the underworld. Be a fun way to learn about esoteric Chinese folklore, though. I mean, just like pixel art's so hard to make. The guy he's kind of funny only because like he grew up in hell, but he's dressed like a hipster. No, black hole eyes. It doesn't make sense, but I promise you pixel art is way more time consuming and expensive to make than you think modern stuff is. Because there's already tons of like modern 3D models that you can just take in and tweak a little bit. There's a lot more resources for custom for 3D stuff than there is for 2D stuff, so you got to make everything by scratch. And you got to animate it. It's a mistake of a lot of indie devs because like they'll go in and be like, all right, I'll just make a quick 2D game, and it's like you just use 3D assets, it'd be a lot easier. Some companies use 3D and then they literally like live convert it to 2D. That's what they do with Dead Cells. Everything is based off of 3D models and they convert that to 2D animation using some filter they use. It's way more efficient. And then you could render at 60 FPS, it doesn't matter. It works great. I think the style looks beautiful in Dead Cells. Explore the dread tomb. Explore my dread womb. Any womb explorers in chat? It's not, Dead Cells isn't 3D, but the original assets are 3D. And then they get converted to 2D using some program or process they have. Fools, maniacs, and liars. Sounds like Twitch chat. Are they gonna seizure us? What is this?
A safety incident occurred at a local virtual imaging technology company. A male technician tragically lost his life while testing the company's equipment. The accident scene was described as horrific, drawing widespread attention. The
leaked DMs. I didn't want to read them, but they were forced on me. There was a lot of discussion about breeding. That is not my kink, man. Did not want to read that. And now I can't unknow it. Now it's in my head. I clicked on them. I asked for them to be spoiled, but before they got spoiled, I clicked them and then I read them. And as soon as I started reading them, I couldn't stop reading them. All I know is Moon has not had his last child. He's going to be having all sorts of babies out there. I'll say this, everything at least looks really cool. Everything they're doing is really cool. Dude, imagine if you could go back and read the moment in a Twitch DM where you were planned on being conceived. Where some GTRPers were like, I'm gonna blast my nut in you. When your classmates is like, yo, is this you? Neat to see that these Bullet Heaven games are still being made. This one looks split screen co-op too, so that's also neat. What? It's a battle royale game, so is it all mini games? I thought it was just that bullet hell version.
Is this what it's like to walk the line between the world of the living and the world of the dead and fight evil? The Rewinder job class in the Rewinder 2 is so cool. Oh, of course.
How Aura did Moon lose this week?
You can go
I don't know the status of his Aura, man.
To die and become the most powerful otherworldly worker. Whoa. All these different styles and unique game concepts. They're awesome. I'm sure they will appeal to all kinds of gamers.
Oh, you're right. It's impossible to satisfy all the players with just one ultimate game.
Each player's expectations can lead to the cultivation of a variety of great games. In other words, There is only one path to follow to pursue the ultimate game.
Huh?
Develop the player who also has the ultimate knowledge. Explore the true mysteries of making the ultimate game.
What? What the fuck is going on?
The mirror games now.
This is the ultimate game, man.
鲜血在眼前。灰烬而自适，入极境中仙。
I don't know that this is the ultimate game. Not saying it's a bad game, but I don't think it's the ultimate game. Just looks like a puzzle game. It's a bold claim to say you've got the ultimate game, unless you're Monster Hunter. Gamers don't know what they want. I know what I want. Monster Hunter and more blood. Easy. You don't know what you want. I know what I want. I'm old enough to know. I've been around the earth enough times where I'm like, give me more fucking blood, man. It's like a deck builder, city builder. That's neat. That's especially neat. You fight things too. What's the magic scrolls gonna do? A book with a peasant? Are you gonna mage? Yeah. Oh, don't do that. I think go to TGS. You're watching the very first presentation of all of TGS. There's not a lot of games, man. I don't know. There was like some hide and seek game-ish thing from a Thai developer that looked fun. There was a furry game that looked okay, but it's not on Steam yet. Is that your Steam Deck? Congratulations, man. This looks vaguely RPG Maker. Right? You can make this an RPG Maker, right? Not saying that in a bad way. Just saying you probably could. How many hours is the show and how many days? It's 4 days. How many hours? I don't know, man. You count it. Mercury Abbey. All right, I'll look for it again. I think the Wild's PC spec, needing DLSS for 60 FPS is mental. If you're using a nearly 10-year-old GPU and you're crying that you're only getting 60 FPS, that's a you problem. That's not a Capcom problem. Let's go around on a Series S. If you run a Series S, it's going to be fine on computer. Sorry. Dude, I think the furry game is an actual furry game. Can I show you guys something from the furry game? I don't know why I'm so surprised here. I mean, you know, Wilds is just falling in the same line as Dragon's Dogma 2. It's going to be a demanding game to run, but that just means it'll scale even better into the future, so. I see some wolf ass, man. Wolf nipples. New Wilds footage dropped? I guess we'll watch it after this. This should be over soon. Right, Beans? I mean, it's like the generations have to catch up eventually. The PS5 was released in 2020. It's almost 2025. Like, it's been 5 years. And they're finally releasing a game that, like, needs a PS5 tier level of performance. Like, what do you want them to do? Just release World 2? Oh, it's story gameplay? All right, maybe I won't show it then. I don't want to show any spoilers. No major story spoilers, at least. There are people that are mad it needs an SSD? I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, there's a lot of things that it might just run anyways. And, like, they're putting those specs in, but, like, it'll run. It'll just run badly. I'm sure there'll be mods that drop the requirements even further.
The trolley problem is a thought experiment where you must choose.
This game is out now.
Nothing and allowing 5 people to die, or pulling a lever to divert the trolley.
I mean, you can get a PS5 for $600. You can get a pre-made computer that'll run it incredibly well for $1,000.
I know, a real ethical dilemma.
The CPU to run it is like less than $100, and a GPU to run it is less than $200. If you don't have a MOBO that could run one of those CPUs or GPUs, like, I'm sorry, it's PC gaming. Buy a PS5.
What? How? What? Why did you do that? You killed all of them. Let's switch gears. Let's leave that lever alone. Buradon's Ass, a philosophy paradox, shows a donkey starving between equal distances to hay and water, unable to choose between eating or drinking. What are you doing? Stop that! Poor donkey. Look at what you've done. That's it. I'm putting you through eternal punishment. Sisyphus, rolling.
Your 3080 will guaranteed be fine for 1080p.
In existentialism,
Just, you might have to turn some settings down.
Inherent challenges and the pursuit of meaning, despite apparent futility. Sacred excretion. Here we go again. Oh, see, you got a little hat. Keep going, Sisyphus.
That is like a Northern Lion reference of like giving you like DLC for your rock.
More hats to collect. You like this hat and don't want to change it? Then I have a thought experiment that suits your monkey brain better. The infinite monkey. I give up.
Said poo-poo.
6 years of philosophy major diluted down to poo-poo. Huh. Take that, Sisyphus.
I think they're wrapping it up. Feels like they're wrapping it up. I mean, a 4060 is a shit tier 3060, and it's an embarrassment of a graphics card. But for anyone that has a 1070 or better, they should be okay. If you've got a 2050, I don't know if you'll be okay. But if you have a 1070 or better, 3060 Ti is probably okay. $4060 will run Wilds. It's basically a 3060 with like slightly better frame gen. $4060 is the performance of a 1080 Ti. It's just weird. It's just a weird card. $4070 Ti can handle 1440p 60. Brother, that's like the 4th most powerful graphics card in the world. So like 4090, 4080 Super, 4080, 4070 Ti, maybe 4070 Super. You're fine, man. You're gonna be good, dude. Might have to change a couple settings. Maybe turn ray tracing off. That's it. You know, will a 4090 even do 4K 120? I mean, the guesses are is it's mostly going to be CPU bound. Am I going to be able to get 120? 1440p 120. I didn't get it locked in Dragon's Dogma 2. I got a 4070. I'm going to upgrade when the 5080 or 5090 drops. The 4070 was just to get the AV1 encoding. It's really not huge. It was an interstitial upgrade I got last year. So I may not have an upgrade before the demo drops, assuming the demo drops before the end of the year. And the new NVIDIA GPUs are allegedly dropping in January. But it would be, to me, it would be silly to upgrade unless you needed like day one and you didn't want to buy a 5080. I think it's going to run better than Dragon's Dogma 2. Whatever was going on in Vernworth is not going to be happening in that game. Like, there's not going to be any, like, quantum calculations going on. And when I was in the open, I easily had 1440p 120. I should reinstall Dragon's Dogma 2. Any chances I'll be doing more bowgun playthroughs? No, probably not. I don't know. I might use a little bit of bowgun in Wilds just to try it out, but I've turned my back on bowguns. I'll use bow, but bowguns are, there's not for me anymore, man. There's a lot of games. They really filled up a whole hour. Good for them, man. That's more than like the state of play, dude. Yeah, I'm not going to play New Game Plus on Dragon's Dogma 2. I mean, at some point, I'll probably do like a new game. But until they add new content, we'll see tomorrow, right? Like, maybe Dragon's Dogma 2 will get an announcement tomorrow. It's the time, Mama. Get yourself a 7800X 3D and a 5080. You saw Coco? Coco was there? Nice. Dragma 2 Deathless? Nah. Not that interesting. Just like I cannot stay interesting until 4 a.m.? 3 a.m.? You gotta go to GA Games or whatever it was YouTube channel. All right, I'm gonna go to sleep. And no matter where you are, you should go to sleep too. Capcom is presenting in 10 hours. So I know I only streamed 3 hours. No. It was almost 4 hours on Twitch. Hit me with it, guys. Almost 4 hours of streaming. Have a good night, Gildy. Psycho, everyone. Have a great night. Yeah, me tomorrow, 10 hours. See you then for Capcom. I mean, I'll be on a little bit earlier. Hopefully I'll be on at like 9:30 or something, but I'll see you then. All right, I love you.